5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And
Boom.
we're live.
Look at that. 6, 5. Did a countdown and everything.
Let me make sure this is the volume is good on this thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's delayed. 1. Boom.
And we're live.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's good volume. I think that's fine.
It is.
All right, so we got everything in there now.
Very
got
cool.
everything out there. Everybody knows it's happening. Everybody knows this. You know, they know that we're here. They know that we're talking.
So strange.
They know that they know what's going on.
We're here, they're here, we're here together. Yes.
The best thing is that for me, I know that wherever somebody is watching this, they're comfortable. Wherever they are, they're in the comfort of their own homes or domiciles or wherever you are. If you're at a bar, if you're hanging out with people, then hang out with those people. Talk to those people. Put your phone down.
Yeah, please, man.
But if you're at home and you just want to hang out and you want to talk to people, but you don't want to be around people, that's what we're here for.
Yes.
So, I have been saying it for fucking 2 months now, at least. But here we are, finally live after all of this time.
Yes.
After all of this time, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here together. We are finally here together with the great and powerful Smitty, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I didn't even know I was great and powerful.
How'd you like that? The great and powerful. I stole that from Joe Rogan. I steal everything from Joe Rogan.
Goodness.
You know, it makes everything sound so beautiful. Everything just sounds nice. You know, everything's just good.
You should get one of those for real.
A real heart.
Oh, dude, right there.
Like just a
Yeah. How awesome would that be?
yeah.
An in studio.
But I got this one, and you know what else I got? I got this.
Go. Oh my God. You're fancy now.
Yeah,
I haven't done the
dude.
podcast with you in a while, dude. Jeez. You got all.
Oh man, you know this button does.
Which one? Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's right.
That's all.
Dude, it's all
Right
we're
on,
all here
right
together,
on,
man.
right on.
I've stepped up my game a little bit.
It's
What
cool,
up,
man? I like it.
What up, 7th Kevin? P7 up in the house. You got the
What's
chat
up,
going on?
dude? Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I see it now. Right on.
All right, cool. All right, well, we're gonna go live on some audio here.
I'm going to take a shot of Screwball whiskey since we're in the studio of
You know what?
Screwball
Matter of
whiskey.
fact, let's go ahead and do this right here. Let's hold on a minute. Let's like. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios.
Right here.
Oh no, wrong way. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to keep it in frame.
Perfect.
Live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios, ladies and gentlemen, our sponsors from the fantastic Ocean Beach, California. My big brother Kerry,
Absolutely.
and my actual big brother that I grew up with, Alan, and his wife and child just left my house a while ago. Got to hang out with him for a little while.
Right on.
That's what's up, brother P7, 7th Kevin. That's what's going on, man.
What's up, man?
That's, we just out here doing things.
Right on, right on.
We just out here living, you know. We out here living the life. We out here living somebody's dream, whatever it may be.
We are.
But
We live by the ocean. That's enough.
See, that's the thing. I don't have to, and I say it all the time. I don't have to go to the beach. I just need to know that it's there.
I went yesterday.
I just need to
love
know
it.
that it's there.
I love going to the beach, man. I
mean,
took
you
a
know-
crazy, wicked picture of the freaking clouds that was out there. It was nutty. That was pretty dope, though. Dude, that was weird. That was like a.
Where at?
We were at Polly Island Point, all the way down the south. If you go out there, you get to the end of the beach, and there's like a little swash out there that kind of get the high tide. You can probably drive a boat through it, and then at low tide, you can walk out on the sandbars and stuff out there. And we're out there looking for shark teeth.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, just walking the beach, and we'll get shark teeth and put them in the aquarium back at the house. And dude, it started like getting cool. And I looked over, man, and like towards Georgetown, it was like completely freaking black, like dark. Yes.
It's just me staring at me.
That's perfect. Yes. And then, dude, this like white cloud came down like this. It was like on the front of it and started moving with it.
Yeah,
and it
I saw that picture. And no, Kevin, we are not. But everybody thinks that all the time.
Yes, yeah, we get asked that one.
It's actually on one of the stickers, one of the cornbread stickers. No, we are not brothers. No, we don't know where Adam is. No. And yes, we want to know before the kitchen closes.
Yeah, that's correct.
But no, I saw that picture. Well, what's crazy is I was on the way to Myrtle Beach to play at Oceanfront Bar and Grill.
So it was...
And yeah, so it was. I was right there in the middle of it. Well, yeah. I couldn't see it. I was in the middle of it.
Yeah, it was on top.
I was in it.
Yeah,
and it started raining, and I was like, man, this storm looks like it's going to be awful, but it never got bad. It was just super cloudy, and where I was anyway. And I had just got, and yeah, we may as well be, Kevin, but we got,
yeah.
But we got. I was on the way out. I played at Fillets solo the other night, and I was coming down that little not cobblestone, but that little rickety thing.
Yep.
And I was going to like go from one patch of concrete to the next, and one of the little itty bitty plastic wheels on the car just shit the bed. It caught. And the actual wheel, just the actual plastic wheel, just snapped off of the axle. And I was right there at my car, so I was like, "Shit!"
Yeah.
I was like, "But you know what, man? I've got about 5 years of good time out of that." And I told Adam, he was like, "Dude, he even texted me back hours later, dude. There's no way you've had that thing more than 2 years." I was like, "Bro, I've had it twice that at least."
I've been having mine for at least a year and a half now, probably at least.
Yeah. But because I know I started actually using the car full time like recently, but I've had it for a long time. But I got my money's worth out of it, man. And I got the new one over there. Got the little. It's the same thing that I used to have, except it's not plastic. Anyway, I digress. So we are here on audio, and I've already told you guys this on the audio. Brother Jared Smitty Smith, ladies and gentlemen in the house, of jpaulsmith.art, which is something new that you've been doing, and I'm so glad and proud of you that you're doing it, but I'm glad that you're doing it because for the longest time, you only had the band as that release.
Yes.
And it's better to, you got to have something different. You got to keep it moving around and you get bored.
You're right, dude. And I actually thought about it too because it was like, there was a lot of different things coming at one time because it was like, for the longest time at my day job, I was doing all the graphic design stuff, and then we hired some people in the communications department. We created an actual communications department. Yeah. So we hired a graphic designer, so I didn't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
We hired a videographer guy, that shot video of the resort and all that, and so I didn't have to do the visually creative stuff at my day job anymore, and that kind of balanced me off there too, and it kind of basically scratched that itch. You know what I mean? By doing visual stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Like this stuff, a difficult.
Absolutely.
But and then when I didn't have to do that anymore, it was just like, man, and I don't know, just everything just kind of timing wise came together, and it was like, it just seemed like the right time to do it. It seemed like the right time to start freaking drawing and painting again. And
when you said the girls got you like.
They did. They got me the stuff. They got me all the things I needed to be able to do.
I just shared that on the cornbread page.
So cool.
Oh well.
And it was awesome, man. It sparked me, and then it was like, dude, and then it was off to the races, and
that's good.
Yeah, and then now, dude, I'm
you know some donuts?
No, no. But it yeah, man. As I say, it's got a lot of freaking. Now it's really fun. It's I got a lot of freaking things in the fire right now that I'm working on. I got earlier, right before I came here, I was working on my newest painting I'm doing. It's a painting of Robert Johnson for the Club 27. It's all based. I'm doing a whole entire an art collection based on Club 27, and I already did Amy Winehouse, and now I'm doing Robert Johnson, who depending on who you talk to, but I mean, literally, there was really 7 real Club 27 members. I mean, if you go back and you historically look at every genre of music, everything in music, and you go, okay, all these people died at 27 years old. There's probably like 34, but nobody really knows. I mean, so I'm
if
saying,
you dig far enough, you can find out. What's up, Matt Paris? Good to see you. I got some donuts for you. We're gonna get Matt Paris back on another episode soon. He's gonna start his own podcast soon.
Very cool. Right on.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. I mean, the ones I'm concentrating on, I'm doing Robert Johnson right now. Then I'm gonna do Janis Joplin. Then I'm gonna do Jimi Hendrix, and then that's gonna go into Jim Morrison. Probably in that order somewhere. I'm going to put in Brian Jones because I think Brian Jones deserves a shot at that. He played for the freaking Rolling Stones and then killed himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally helped start the Rolling Stones, so he needs to be in that club. You know, that's props, dude. You know what I mean? Come on,
Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Right on. And then of course Kurt Cobain.
Oh yeah,
and then I already done Amy Winehouse. So I'm going to do
that whole collection. That full collection will be awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's the kind of thing where people will feel like I need all of these.
That's what I'm saying. And what I've done is, I mean, you know this. You're one of my best friends. You know that this about me. Period. But in every single painting that I do, every single painting that I do, you know, I always hide things in it.
You know, sitting up there like that. Everybody to see good, man. He fell over.
But yeah, I always hide things in the paintings. I put messages in the paintings. I do coding.
You got to do that. You got to put a little bit of yourself in the thing, or
100.
not just yourself. You just got to put something like different,
right?
And just same thing with writing songs. You hide things in there. Like not everybody's going to get this.
Right.
This is for me.
Well,
or something that I know about and nobody else does.
I'll give the blatant thing out. I mean, of course, every painting is going to have different messages about the actual artist, or you know, different things like that. But like right now, the way I'm painting that out, I'm doing a Robert Johnson painting right now, where the crossroads is behind him. There's a cemetery, a train. The sky is kind of trippy. I did a little juke joint. The juke joint's named Club 27.
That's good.
Yeah, and you can see a person sitting on the front porch. But I'm not going to do like really, really hard detail on it. I'm going to keep it kind of shadowy and keep like a figure there. But the way I'm going to do it is like that will be a trigger. That person sitting on the front porch, because and like the door that's open to the actual inside of the club is purple, like on the front of the thing. So my next painting that I do is going to be Janis Joplin, and it's going to be her sitting on the front porch of the juke joint.
That's cool.
With a piece of the door open, and then
that would be cool to do it all from just different perspectives of the same
exactly
spot.
What I'm doing.
That's nice.
So
that's cool.
One's going to drop into another, and it's kind of like almost doing like those reverse things they do in paintings, where they go one spot and it becomes the next thing. But I'm going to do that away, and then like the Joplin one, you'll be able to see Hendrix on stage. That's why it's purple.
Yeah.
And then progress to the next one, and you know, then I'm going to do a tie-in from that one, and like
that's cool.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you're putting thought into that part of it is
100.
That's the best part.
I want them to be cohesive, and I want them to flow. And just like you said earlier, though, like that's why I wanted to do this as an art collection, because a lot of people, you know, they kind of, you know, they kind of cake all these people up together, and they say, oh, okay, this is Club 27. But man, dude, man, when I do these freaking these paintings, I listen to the music on repeat, basically, of these people singing and playing when they were alive, and dude, amazing. Like, dude, Robert Johnson was insane, dude.
Well, he was
bro. His guitar playing. His guitar, dude. He played with 7 strings. He played with 7 strings.
He played
a 6.
He played with his back to the crowd so that they couldn't show it. Nobody would know how he was doing what he was doing. But he showed his son, Robert Jr.
Yeah.
That's the only person he would teach how to play.
Yeah.
But he played like two guitar players would play. Like he does something different with the bass strings and it's like finger picking. He's playing 2 guitars with 1 guitar.
Right. And the whole thing about it is, dude, is with the Robert Johnson.
He was one of the first people I got obsessed with.
Oh, right on, dude. He's insane, dude. His picking and his singing and his timing and just the things that he was doing with these old shit bass freaking guitars, because they were buying the cheapest guitars they could possibly play.
Well, that's all they could afford, really. He wasn't making no money.
He wasn't making no money.
And not only that, guitars weren't that good back then.
No,
they
they
didn't
weren't.
think about to make these things good because it was a novelty.
Right. So he's making these freaking bullshit ass guitars sound amazing.
Yeah, just doing what he did.
Yeah.
And you think about those people, when they broke a string on a guitar, it's like, shit, well, I guess I got to get another guitar now.
Right.
You know,
it was a travesty. Yeah, you had to, like literally, dude. Yeah, because you had to go inside the guitar and pull the strings from the inside and then get another string and refeed it back through the hole coming up, because you couldn't do all the shit you did now. They didn't have all the freaking scrap, you know, the string, the poles and the pushes and the bridges and the saddles and all that shit. You know, they had the bridges and the saddles, but they didn't have all the shit holding down the strings on them like we got today.
This is the same difference if you see a Model T Ford and a new vehicle. 100%. Just the things have changed that much for everything. But necessity made that. And Robert Johnson, you got to think, Robert Johnson could have been one of the, what up, Dan?
But Dan Smitty. What's up, man? That is actually one of my, that was my captain in the United States Marine Corps. What's up, man? Hoorah, simplify. Yeah, man, that's what I say.
But yeah, Robert Johnson, if you think about it, Robert Johnson could have been part of the reason why guitars were started to be made better. Because I can't think of anybody before Robert Johnson that was known for just their guitar ability. You know, you got like Django Reinhardt, but I think Django came after Robert.
Yeah, that's all after.
Honestly, like, and
what do you mean?
You got obviously like old school, like classical guitar players, but I'm talking about like some in rock music, because blues is rock music.
100%, dude.
Robert Johnson could have been the first one of those.
Well, dude, the thing about it was, I mean, you think about it, that's what Muddy Waters. Like, if you go down to Sun Studios in Memphis, you go on the tour, they got a section that's dedicated nothing but to Muddy Waters, and when you're in there, you know. What he used to listen to, he would listen to Son House. He was listening to freaking Robert Johnson. He was listening to all these, Mance and all them guys, dude. And that's all the guys he was listening to, because that's everybody who was on the circuit. So he takes that, and then this little bitty white boy walks into a freaking juke joint with Muddy Waters freaking peeling it, and he's freaking getting down, dude, playing that kind of music. And this kid goes, "This is amazing, and I want to be able to sing and make this kind of music." And that kid grows up to be Elvis Presley. Yeah. So I mean, that's when you looking at the flow of things musically, as far as that goes. It started with Robert. Rock and roll started with Robert. And then the thing about it is, on top of that, if you really, really, really want to talk about it, we listen to rock and roll and all that good ass freaking classic rock freaking music that came out of the freaking 60s and 70s. Yeah. That started in a freaking slave field in Mississippi.
100%.
1 trillion. Because that music didn't come out the church. That came out the fields. That's what they sang.
That came out of pain.
That's right.
Because you listen to, if you listen to people, and I've said this for a long time, if you listen to some of those songs and take the lyrics and the words away from it and just listen to the melody of how they're saying it, it sounds like they're crying.
I won't even take credit for that.
It sounds like they're wailing, they're crying.
That came out of an interview with Kev Mo, and when Kev Mo said that, I'm like, dude, you are 100%
He's right.
correct.
He's right. Yeah. And if you think about it, like all these other bands, like even Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is named after 2 blues artists from Anderson, South Carolina, and not many people know that.
That's right.
Like that. All of those bands, like they came back, like even the Beatles, when they first started playing, they were covering like Percy Sledge songs
100.
And stuff like that. And you hear all the stuff about what they're talking about in Muscle Shoals, about like they were singing this was the songs they sang in the fields, and they brought these songs to the studio. Yeah. And those sounds are just so captivating.
If you got about an hour and a half to burn, anybody who's listening, now you got about an hour and a half to burn, one of the best documentaries, in my opinion, they got on Netflix right now is the documentary about Robert Johnson. And you can watch that, dude, and you see all the tie-ins. When you got Keith Richards.
Here, let's raise this up.
When you got Keith Richards, sitting there, like literally, I know in one of his interviews he was like, how he said that? I think it was him, if I remember correctly. He said, man, I started playing guitar. I'm on this big rock and roll band. Everything's going cool. We're doing great. We're touring nationally. Everything's going great. Everybody loves us. People are telling me I'm the greatest guitar player in rock and roll history. Maybe I'm in the top 5. All this kind of shit's going on. Right. And Keith Richards can give a shit. And
Ronnie Wood, maybe.
He goes, yeah. He said, I turned around, man. I got home and I was listening to the whole entire 27 songs. The 27 songs by Robert Johnson. He goes, and one of my buddies gave me that freaking thing to listen to. And he goes, I dropped that vinyl, the LP. He goes, and I put that thing down. He goes, and I sat down and I didn't move until the record ended. He goes, and I picked the record up and I really decided that I didn't know shit about how to play a guitar.
That's right.
I was like,
that's right.
That's perfect, man.
That's when you advance. That's when you wipe your slate clean, when you realize, okay, I don't know this. I don't know this thing. That's when you can really advance.
Yeah.
Dude, I just thought about this too. Robert was probably the first 27-year-old to die, right?
I think there was a few ahead of him, but it was like
notable.
Notable, yes, 100%.
He only recorded 27 songs. He died at 27 years old, 100%. And he was the first notable artist to pass away at age 27. Yep. That could be the curse.
Yep.
That could be the curse. Yeah. 100%. You know what? You get 27 songs in 27 years.
Yep. Song a year. Yeah. Dude, that's what I say, man. But the devil's funny. No, but that's what I say. Watch the documentary. You get a chance, watch the documentary. Check it out. See what you think.
Yeah, that was good. I think I watched that one the night it came out. Mm-hmm. But I've seen so many Robert Johnson documentaries. They're all about the same. But
I like the graphics in that one.
Yeah, anything that's made modern is going to be better graphic wise. So it's good. But dude. There's a lot of different stuff that wouldn't have happened had it not been for him writing these songs about nobody else is going to write anything about hellhounds on your trail. No. Like nobody's going to write that at that time.
Right. But that's all life experiences for him too.
That's
like he had to go through that to get those songs. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. I mean, and luckily, thank goodness that luckily or hopefully. A person or a human being is never put in that kind of a situation again forever. You know? And that ever have to live through the things that he had to live through because, man, dude, that's why he invented the blues because he was blue. If somebody deserved to be blue, he was blue. He had some bad stuff happen to him, dude. That's what I say. I did, yeah. But anyway. That the painting, dude. That's my whole thing, and then my plan is that when I get done with the painting, I'm gonna put it up on my website. I'm gonna get it, photographed and all that junk, and put it up on the website so people can get prints of it. And then I'm giving the original. I'm framing it, and I'm actually gonna give it to the Robert Johnson Museum in Mississippi. Next time I go home, I'm gonna stop by and give them that payment for the tribute wall.
That's cool.
So that's going to be there. The original, hopefully, it stays funded and everything goes. But somebody, if nothing else, it's his grandson who runs it. So I know it'll at least stay in the family. So
that's good.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I could look it up. Was he shot?
Robert was poisoned. He was poisoned in the bar.
Yeah, that's
he was flirting with this dude's wife, and
that's right.
Yeah, and they poisoned his ass. That's why they always say never take a freaking uncapped bottle of whiskey from the bar. That's another thing from Robert Johnson because they tried to warn. I think Son House was actually one of them was there with him, and when the liquor came from behind the bar, the lid had been broke on it. Like a shot had been poured, a couple shots had been poured out.
Yeah,
and they told him not to drink it. And Robert was just he was arrogant. He was like screw this guy. Yeah,
he knew who he was.
Yeah, exactly.
He knew exactly who he was.
And he had that little ego with him, and that's all right. And he drank the whole goddamn thing, and for 3 days he was like in agony, and then he finally died.
R.I.P. Robert.
Yeah.
Speaking of broken lids, speaking of broken bottles, thanks to our sponsor, the Screwball Whiskey. Go to screwballwhiskey.com, SKREW ballwhiskey.com.
Love you, Canary.
And get your Screwball Whiskey because that's where it is.
Right on. But yeah, so now I'm working on that, dude, and I got some other projects I'm working on. I got asked to do the festival poster for downtown on the Bayou, back where I'm from in Houma. One of the
That's
guys
cool.
who organizes it, they call me and ask me to do that and kind of they'll use it as like a shirt and stuff like that, and they'll be able to, the advertisement for the festival and stuff like that. So that'll be cool. Do that, and then a couple of commissions. As I say, it's
that's pretty good, man. It's cool to get recognition is a strong enough word. To get like validation in something that you wanted to do. Like, this is something that granted, you said you did it when you were younger, but it's probably been years.
Yeah.
And then you come back out, and I haven't seen you do a bad one yet.
Thanks, man.
That's really good, and it's good to get validation from people that you don't know. Because it's like somebody who knows you is gonna say,
right,
"Oh, dude, man, that's great, dude."
Right.
Just because they love you and they want to
right,
support
they want you to be good.
But
yeah,
it's
exactly.
great when people who don't know you can give you validation on something that you've done.
Yeah, and it's pretty
which
cool,
is really
man.
cool.
Yeah.
Especially since you've got your online store set up, and now you can see with all of your where all of your art is going, and people who obviously don't even know you.
That's the coolest part, buddy.
That's your validation.
Yeah, to me, the money part. There's you do make money on the sale of art, but the cool part is, man, there's a piece of you somewhere else.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's like
that's how you become immortal.
As I say, I don't know about that, but I know for me, it's such a cool feeling. Like, something that I created is in somebody else's home. And dude, I've sold some pieces of art that in England. I had a bunch of people buy the prints of the Amy Winehouse from there. Of course, that's where she was from. So big fan base. Beverly Hills, Canada, South America, a couple in Thailand that
That's
elephant
awesome.
I did this, and it's just stuff like that. And that to me, that's my favorite part. That literally is my favorite part. That's the most gratifying to me. That's what people always think. They think I'm crazy because I've gotten into this conversation with other artists and friends of mine because I've made friends. I did the art thing, did at the festival and painted live, and got to meet a lot of artists, man. Good, super cool people. The online store, it's jpaulsmith.art, and that's what it is, Dan. And I just every time I do a painting now, I just stick it up there. I put the for available for prints because the reason what I was about to say is a lot of friend artists of mine, they think I'm crazy because I give away all my originals. I don't keep them. I take it back. I have one. I have one original that I keep because I don't know. I did it for me, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Link in the comments, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there you go. I did the Jerry Garcia, the busted in Bourbon Street. I like the whole story of that, what happened with that, all that kind of good stuff. So it's like, for me, that was something for me. So I have that one.
And if you guys are watching this not live and in real time, the link to that website is also in the description of this video.
I know. Thank you. But yeah, so it's like, it's just fun, man. It's fun to get, dude. Like for even like getting back into doing like for my daughter, she had a recital yesterday.
Yeah.
And the person who owns the dance studio, she needed a pair of wings because they were doing Maleficent from the Disney Maleficent.
Yeah. Those turned out really good.
Thanks,
that was smart using the paper plates. I wouldn't have thought of that. That was good.
Yeah, that's to say it worked. And bro, oh my God. Okay, I'm about to get all art geek on you. I'm just letting you know, just pre-warning you right now. This is what people who paint and create stuff, this is the kind of stupid, this is the things that make you go, oh, this is awesome. I felt like I was freaking 4 years old in a dang toy store. So I go to Lowe's and I'm buying some stuff that I needed, different things. I need some more statement and stuff like that, to be able to finish. And dude, I had to go pick up like 3 more cans of just black flat spray paint to be able to spray the undercoat. And then I'm looking for high gloss enamel, black, because I wanted to be able to get that shine to it. Dude, I found these paint cans. They're like 2 foot tall, dude. and like the regular size of a paint can, and it was the black gloss enamel.
Yeah.
And when you take the top off, the freaking the sprayer, the nozzle piece that comes out, it goes up about 1.5 inches, and
so
it's flat,
wider.
Dude, it shoots a 10-inch freaking spray. So
that's
like
pretty
when you
awesome.
hit it, dude, I did those wings in like 4.5 passes, and it was done.
That's pretty awesome,
dude. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I had to geek out there for a second, but that was straight up.
That's probably this. I don't know why more people don't utilize that.
It was amazing, dude. It laid down. Ooh. Exactly. It literally. I felt like I was paying a car. Like it's made, but it made for large projects.
That's how those things are. Those like actual big canisters, air like and they got a wide.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. And they made it in a can. It's like a big 2-foot freaking tall damn can of spray paint.
And you probably did all of that with one.
Yeah. Oh no, I bought one for each one.
Yeah.
And I did both of them with one can, and it came back and just resprayed the second just to fill, with the other can. Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man. I wouldn't have ever thought to do that. See, I've never had that kind of creativity.
Oh, dude, I love it.
I've never had that kind of creativity. Like I said, I like to try to do things.
Oh, well, wait, the paper plate idea for the texture on it. That was a lady who sent me that. There was a lady in the group for like one of the other parents. Excellent idea. She sent it. I was literally going to start creating the actual feathers and doing it like out of like cork, like construction board, and doing it long ways. And then she came up with the idea for the paper plates for feathers, and I'm like,
genius.
"Oh, that's brilliant! Yeah, dude.
That's genius.
Yeah, I could not do that, but so that wasn't my idea. I just executed it. Yeah,
but still, that's cool. And I can't draw. I can't do things like that. I can't do that stuff. That's not where my art shines, and I never was able to do that. So I can't. I admire people that can do that.
You know what you probably could do if you ever tried.
Sleep for a long time.
You got that bastard. You're already really good at that.
Very good at that.
Sculpting, because you're a visual person.
Well, yeah, and I've noticed that from just trying to do the wood stuff and just getting to the point. I realized that I got to the point that if I go to the next level of what I need to do, I'm going to need to not be here.
Well, you need like an area to work in.
Well, that's what I want to do is just get like a storage unit or something like that. That's something pretty cheap a month that I can do that. And brother Don, brother Cabinet Don, I know will never watch this podcast. Brother Cabinet Don's got me a lathe that I can use. He said you can. He said,
lathe?
Yeah. Well, and they said it's a big one too. Like it's not like a big one, but like one that I could do any project I wanted to do.
Right on
it. Like not like a baseball bat, but like
something small. Yeah.
Or maybe honestly maybe it is that long, but.
If nothing
but
else, you
still,
can section it and make it one. Yeah.
But still, like I he's told me I could come get it anytime I want it, and he said the tools are still sharp. He said everything's still sharp. I could use it and just mess around with it for as long as I need to. He said it's just sitting there doing nothing in his wood shop.
I think you would do really good because you're a visual guy, and you would do, I think, really well with doing that. I think you would see because the thing about it is it's like anything else. It's like seeing something and then seeing something else. Yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, that's art, exactly the same thing. It's just seeing something as something else, and I think you would do really good with that with the because you did good just doing those ones by hand. That's carving, dude. It's hard to make things smooth like that. People don't realize that. It's hard to make things circular.
What's funny?
Round,
Seth Funderburg picks on me. You made a stick. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? This stick was a square block when I first started it, and I did it without electricity.
Right, you did it with a knife.
I did it with a single 1-inch chisel, and I'm twisting this thing myself. But like,
oh, you did it with a chisel in?
Yeah, just a 1-inch chisel, man. Just a 1-inch chisel. I held that thing tight, and just literally twisted it around.
Well, you see, but that's a good thing too. If you get a lathe, dude, because the lathe's great, and then also too like a freaking belt sander, like where it stops, where you can actually run the wood on it. And dude, it's so awesome. That's
the thing and I made a joke about that. It's like they didn't tell me that woodworking was 10% carving and 90% sanding.
100%.
Because like sanding, it takes you so. And I didn't sand that one at all. But the one that I made for Kelsey and her daughter. those were good.
Yeah.
Like I spent time on those. Like I like, and granted, they're not nice. They're not like, well, I mean, they're nice, but they're not like any frilly like designs or anything on it. Because I mean, it's like I haven't made a lot of them. I'm just not there yet. But like those, I spent a lot of time, and I sanded them down for like 4 or 5 different grades of sandpaper all the way down. And
you ought to make your own line of freaking drumsticks.
Dude, well, I mean, I could do that. That wouldn't be hard at all to do, but
you know
I figured
you know what it takes to have a good drumstick.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I would. But seeing as how I'm going to go do that, I wands I think would just do. I mean, drumsticks would do really good for sure.
Wands
like
are
I
cool
know,
too, though.
But wands are cool. Like I feel like and not only that. If I made signature, because I know how much money I get paid to do something that is very easy for me. So if I get paid, so this is something that is much more difficult for me. So people wouldn't be able to afford drumsticks if I started making those things. Because I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah. Well, granted, if I get that lathe or whatever and start messing around with it, and it makes it easy, then maybe I'll revisit them. But even when I was making my own little pipes and everything, and Adam was like, "Dude, you sell those things at shows for like $5," and I'm like, "Bro, I will fuck you up."
You ain't kidding, dude. What?
$5?
$5? No.
Kiss my ass.
No,
dude.
My time costs money.
Seriously, man. Like, and not only that, but to think about how much time I put into that.
But but that's my breaking point. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Dude, everything that I've seen, that I've been a part of anyway, that had to do with creativity. Whenever the creativity, the love of the creativity goes to the wayside for the love of the money that you receive from being creative, it always blows. It always sucks. It always blows up, and it never turns out really well. That's why dude. That's why I like the situation I have on my website, dude. I upload the prints. Yeah. I put them on the website, dude, and then they handle everything else. They price it. They do all that stuff. I mean, I could do some, you do the default thing. Yeah, dude, I'll make whatever, $5, $3. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but see, and you're selling, like, you wouldn't sell your original.
No, give them all away.
Yeah.
God no. God no.
Because it means something to you. It's easier for you to just give this thing to somebody and say, "I spent this time doing this for you,"
right?
Rather than trying to tell them how much you would want for it, because that does bring negative. And that's why I tell everybody all the time, man. I'm like, "How much would it cost to do this?" I'm like, "Hey." I'm not the one to ask about that. I'm not the one to ask.
And my thing is, dude, I don't care about that shit. Like, dude, like I give my freaking paintings away, and I'm like, I told my cousin, I was like, that would be like writing an amazing freaking song that was really good and just not singing it to anybody because you scared they might sing it too. What?
Yeah.
Of course you would, dude. Of course you'd sing the song. You'd share that with somebody. So What's the difference with art? That's my whole thing. It's like, what's the difference with art? I want to just share. I just want to give it away. If you want a copy of it, cool. Go buy whatever you want, dude. Go buy a canvas. You can get it on metal. You can get it on T-shirts. You can do whatever you want with it. I don't care. Yeah.
How many times you tell somebody, you can get it here? Yeah, but I want one you make. You don't want to make nothing for me? What's wrong with me?
No, I don't. Because I don't want to do commissions. Because I don't want to skew my creative process by adding yours to it.
Yeah.
Because that's how
I get that.
I just can't.
100%.
But at the same time, I love to co-create. I like to work on joint projects, and I love to do universal things. I love to be sitting in a tent at a festival surrounded by other artists all doing their own art, and everybody looking at each other and going like, "Man, Alex, all you do, that's great. Oh, dude, I love what you do." It's awesome. It's fun. Dude, that's the environment that I like.
That's probably something that I need to work more on, because I don't do well with that. I feel like I'm only that when I'm alone. I'm only that person that creates or that does that work or that writes or does that thing. I feel like I only do that when I'm alone.
Right. But imagine being in a huge room right now with all these other like places. Like we could see Joe Rogan doing his podcast there, and like there's somebody else doing another podcast there, and we're all like sitting here bullshitting. And like then we take, hey dude, it's hour up, let's go freaking break, and we all go to the break room, hang out and bullshit and talk about whatever, and then come back again and do another podcast. You know, dude.
The break part sounds great, but
you want to hang out with
because I can't. That's the thing. Like I can't. Whenever I'm doing things like that, I can't. I'll be thinking too much about what's going on over there. Even a while ago, just sitting here talking here, I'm like, I forgot to put this in the description. I forgot to do this, and I forgot. And I'm over here still doing this stuff. But if I had somebody else over there doing that, or whatever it is that they're doing, that sort of. Because I have this thing where I'm always trying to, I don't know, I'm silly all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a silly person.
Yeah.
And I turn that on all the time. And it's like on autopilot now.
Sure.
So like whenever I get around enough people, I just turn into that goofball or whatever. What up, Honey Badger? How you doing?
What's up? Hey.
But yeah, that thing just turns on. That goofball, that silly person just turns on, and I can't help it. Then I'm not doing anything anymore. Then I'm not being creative anymore. And now I am being creative. It's just in a completely different way. Now I'm just trying to make everybody laugh. I'm just trying to be funny. I'm just trying to get everybody to.
Got it. But even in that though, dude, it's like and I'm about to get all space trippy on you. But now I'm going to get all artist freak on you. It's like, dude, when you're around people like that, like whenever you get in those areas where you're surrounded by people who are creative, like when we're at festivals doing, music festivals, and where, you're at art places and you're surrounded by people doing art and you get in those kinds of environments, for me anyway, it literally, especially like around here, it soothes my soul, dude, because coming from New Orleans area, dude, there's a festival for everything. There's art museums everywhere. There's cultural museums everywhere. There's freaking there's celebrations. There's this. There's that. There's freaking second lines for funerals. There's freaking there's so much stuff culturally going on.
There's a lot more of that there than there is elsewhere.
100%, man. And like being here, that was the other thing too. Me and my sister were talking about this earlier. Everything cycles in sevens. It's like every 7 years you go through a different cycle. She's a big spiritualist and does all kind of stuff back in Louisiana. She's getting into that really pretty heavy. The shaman,
reading palms and shit.
Well, doing like the shaman stuff, like she went out and met a shaman out in Arizona. They hung out, like teaching them that kind of things, like natural healing things, like holistic stuff. And me and her were talking earlier. We're talking how everything rotates in sevens. Like you could take 7 years of anything. Like,
that's true.
And then you flip. It's weird how the cycles work. But anyway,
that's probably accurate.
Yeah, kind of.
I would say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like what your skin cells are constantly regrowing and constantly dying, correct? So every 7 years, you're technically a new person.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every
7 years, you're a new person.
So. Yeah, every 7 years.
Happy Sunday to you too, Hank.
Right on, man.
Good to see you.
But yeah, dude, it was just. But we, I think whenever you get into places and environments like that, the energy that's created, like when you're playing, like you're playing a solo as a musician, you're sitting there playing as a musician. It's fun. You create your energy and you do what you want to do and you're playing and doing whatever. But to me, I didn't become a musician to play by myself. I became a musician to play with other people. Because that's what I've always done, And music to me has always meant group, has always meant, couple of guitars, drums, saxophones, flutes, trumpets, whatever, band, band, and
whoever's got something, come on over.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and the art side of it's a lot of the times whenever I'm painting, I'm just by myself. Well, I mean, it's me and Daisy, my dog. Daisy's sitting at my feet. I'm sitting there listening to whoever I'm usually painting, if it's that, or I'm listening to something else. And it's me jamming the music and freaking doing artwork. And that's one thing, man. I gotta give it up to them guys, dude. For the Walk-em-All, dude. I'm doing stuff with that now, with like art and stuff like that. But went out to the music festival, the Walk-em-All, the Getaway Festival. That was super good. It was super good. Dude, like to be able to sit in a tent and just be around these other artists. Stephen Rolo, dude, I love those guys. Sarah, sweetest people in the world, dude. Nicest people, all just creative, just love life, have fun, they live.
Yeah.
And they create. And they, I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm talking to Sarah, and she's like, I'm taking this wool and I'm picking it through and I'm gonna make it into like a Winnie the Pooh doll. And I'm like, perfect. And like literally, hour later, she had a Winnie the Pooh doll sitting on a freaking, like a little figurine of a Winnie the Pooh made out of freaking woven wool. And I'm like,
that's pretty awesome,
dude. And then freaking Steven's doing this big, huge freaking 4 foot by 2 foot, 3 foot freaking canvas that he's painting of him sliding out of his mom's vagina. I am not making that up. He's like a baby going on a slide, and it's like the inside walls of his mom of a vagina.
Well, there's that
his life slide. Yeah, it's. You know what I'm
you
saying?
You heard it here first.
I'm not joking. It came out good. And, and then like all these different, like the 3D artists, dude. Like these guys who they literally, they wear the 3D glasses. Like Zilla and freaking Zach and all these other dudes, man. Freaking Matt doing the pictures and doing that. But it's a trip. Alien, dude. Alien was freaking amazing. He did like you're looking at the painting. The painting visually looks super trippy and like almost like Alien kind of looking, like the way it looks. And then you put the glasses on, and everything goes like this. Everything just has depth and it's 3-dimensional.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you see all the things you didn't see. So as Alien's like sitting there doing the paintings and they're doing the paintings, they're throwing these glasses on and doing the actual artwork at the same time to see how it would look 3-dimensionally and 2-dimensionally at the same time.
That's pretty cool.
That's the kind of stuff, dude. I just love that kind of stuff. And you listen to live music.
Yeah, I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah, I do. It's perfect.
Honey Badger says they got you once you drinks the water in Louisiana.
Yeah, you ain't lying, brother. Yeah, I was born in that water though.
Honey Badger, I get that. I do all aspects of it: solo, duo, trio, band, all over the board. Solo stuff is different for me just because I'm one of those weirdos that just I need that. I need that. I need to know that I can be independent if I needed to be. I don't know why. I need that. I need to know that I can stand alone because I'm a loner, man. I'm not a loner. That sounds like a bad way to put it. I'm an introvert for the most of my life. Like sometimes I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert at heart. Like I want to be alone. I enjoy being by myself. I enjoy my alone time and my thoughts.
You save up your extrovert energy.
Yes, for when I need music. Yes, I save up that for when I bank it up.
Yeah,
and every now and again, I was telling them the other night we played at Creek Rats, and it was a 7 to 11 gig. And I can't remember the last time I played a full 4-hour gig.
And we jammed,
dude, at like the 2.5 hour mark, I was like, I'm sorry guys, but I know I'm not here all the way. Like, forgive me, I'm just not.
You checked out.
I'm not here all the way. I was gone already. I was already gone.
Yeah, you checked out.
Yeah. And I do save that energy. I save it for when I know I'm gonna need it. And thank God I've finally gotten to a point in my life where I know how to ration that out.
Yeah.
And I know when it's going to run out. Like I know, and I can like give good warnings to everybody. I'm like, hey guys, it's getting to the point to where the finger's going to be on the switch. I just don't know what's going to happen after this because I'm not used to being away from home for this long. And it's just weird. I don't know how to fix it.
You know what I just thought about, dude?
What?
It's like the definition of being an adult is like when you start like proactively looking at sleep based on what you have to do.
Yep.
That's when you know you're adulting.
Well,
like, oh wait,
yeah.
I got to do this later, so I'm going to take a nap right now, and then I'm going to get up, and then I'll have, I'm going to sleep, till this time, so I can,
right. Because my sleep patterns are like, I don't want to wake up too early because then I'll have to use the energy that I'm trying to save for tonight's gig.
Correct.
And like the other night when we did that Pirates Cove gig. Like that'll screw up my sleep schedule for like a week just because I'll be trying to sleep for as long as I can, and then I'll stay awake until well after daylight the next night just because I can't fall asleep.
Yeah.
And me and my brother were talking about it because AJ, my nephew, he was hanging out, and as soon as he walked in, he sat down on the couch and just passed out. And I was like, "You sleep, homie. That's what this house is for right here. That's what this house is for. This is for sleep right here.
You chill."
But Alan was like, Kelsey was always like that too, man. Just sleep all the time.
Do whatever, dude. I was the opposite.
I was,
of that.
man.
I was I don't know, dude.
I love me some sleep.
No, I hated being inside. Like, the concept of being inside when I was little kind of like intrigued me because I was like, why would we just stay outside? This is stupid. Why are we going to come in here? You know, outside of the weather. It's like, if it was nice, why can't we just sleep outside in the hammock? Why can't we just sleep out? And my dad was like, because there's stuff out here. And I'm like, okay. He was like, there's things that can hurt you out here. And I'm like, coy dog. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, animals. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right.
But you don't want to sleep outside.
Yes, I did. And we used to do it a lot.
Sleep outside.
We used to do it a lot, actually, when I was growing up. But, dude, it was like basically you'd wake up in the morning, you know, even during the summertime, we were always up like probably about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. And we were outside. And we came back when the sun came down. And that was pretty much it. And there weren't no cell phones. There weren't no pages. There wasn't none of that shit. We grew up in the country. So it was like, hey, Mom, I'm going to be over at so-and-so's house. And then the thing about it was, though, if you were at so-and-so's house,
you better be there.
Your ass better be there because if she called that house, absolutely, you're going to get your ass freaking tagged if you didn't, you know, that was the thing. But, you know, we go play in the woods, we go hunting and fishing and stuff like that. We go, you know, it'd be like, all right, where you launching from? All right, I'm launching from here. And that was like, you know, so if we didn't come back for a long time, at least they know where we started. You know, they go get us. My dad would always ask me, like, you know, where you going fishing at? Where y'all going for? And it'd be whatever spot it was, whatever fishing, you know, spot we were going to. And then, that's what I say. But
phone's dying trying to get this thing to charge. Use your dead piano player's tracks. That is a odd way to describe that.
What? When I use my dead piano player.
Yeah, well, it's like, I guess that's a way. That's the way to keep them, you know, keep them jamming, right?
Yeah.
They're still doing the thing. That's pretty cool. I'll get that way.
You like MIDI, like you MIDI in your actual.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. If you you get to the point to where you have, because the reason I say that is because if you get to where you're used to playing live and you just run out of people to play with, you're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, you have.
And if you're not used to walking on stage with an acoustic guitar, then you're gonna you're gonna have to.
You need that feel. Yeah, you need that feel. No, I get that completely.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Honey Badger. I hear you. Let me make sure this thing.
That's kind of cool, though. No, seriously, man. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about. I'm like, whenever people are gone, you can still play music with them if you have the recording. Yeah. No, dude, that's not. I get that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I want to make sure this thing charges because I don't need it to go dead on us in the middle of the thing.
Yeah. Hey, dude. If you can make it through this world just playing the piano, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
That's winning. That's winning in my book. But yeah, dude. So
yeah, that's my granddad did that. My granddad played piano. This was this piano back here that you guys probably can't really,
right there.
Can't really see.
You can see a taste of it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But that's his. Actually, my buddy Joey. Said his mom was gonna let me get one of their pianos from their house. They're moving, and I was supposed to go get it this past week, but I just couldn't get out of bed.
What kind of piano you get?
It's like up against the wall.
Upright.
Like upright.
Oh, right on, man.
Said that I could have it if I would come pick it up, and the thing is, I would need to borrow Adam's truck because it's got the lift. The lift, you know, I can just put it right up. And
true story.
Getting a piano up on anything
that's going to be nuts.
Tough.
And then you worry about breaking or knocking something loose.
Yeah, and I want to get it.
Yeah, because you got to keep it upright when you move it.
Yeah,
you have to keep it upright when you move it. My mom and dad have one of a Yamaha at their house.
Yeah, I mean, but it'd be nice to have that. I just kind of shit the bed on not really getting up in time to do that. But
talking about that sleep thing again, see how we went full circle?
Yeah. Well, not only that, not only the sleep thing, but let me make sure this phone's charging here first.
You did your thing.
All right, yeah, we're good. Yeah, Honey Badger, is the audio on the video still sound okay? sometimes when I plug it in, it gets this little whistle, a little whistle to it. Matter of fact, let me just go in here real quick and take a quick listen and make sure.
What about that sleep thing again? See how we went full circle?
Nope, sounds good to me. Cool. But no, yeah, I could get up today.
Yeah.
At 1 o'clock, which is earlier than I normally would get up because I know I don't have anything to do. Like I know I don't have like a gig. Like this is like whenever I have a gig or I play a show, I try to sleep right on. Yeah, I try to sleep best that I can for as long as I can, and I can't do that. Like I can't do that on days when I have like not on that. I've been putting off cleaning up my house, and I got up today, and I had a message from my brother that I'd gotten literally 3 minutes before I opened my eyes, and I was like, "Hell yeah, man, come on, hang out! Like I'm here. I'm gonna just be cleaning up the house." And I got up and I started. All I really did was do the kitchen kind of, but I hit that motherfucker with a vengeance. And my brother came and hung out. Brought my little nephew down to hang out. Gave him some Goosebumps books. He slept on the couch the whole time.
Yep.
But it was funny because I was thinking about him like yesterday randomly. Like I was like, man, I really need to just go spend some time. But I get so freaked out, and I told him, I was like, man, I'm sorry I don't come home a lot. I don't go anywhere where I know my mom knows where I might be. Yeah. I don't never do that. I
know, dude. I hate that though. I hate that for you, just because you gotta contort the things that can make you happy or be good experiences for you based on that, and you shouldn't have to do that.
I know. But it's just and he's like, my brother was like, I seen her the other day at this restaurant in Dillon, and like, she's up at the counter crying, saying that's my grandbaby over there.
What?
Like, because my brother and my nephew were at the restaurant, and she was up at the counter crying, that's my grandbaby over there, and Alan was like, well, if it's your grandbaby over there, why are you sitting there talking to the woman at the counter?
Right.
Why aren't you over
there talking about your grandbaby?
That's how she is, dude. She is a Academy Award winning actress.
Hey, bro.
That's what she is, man. She's all you know how the worst parts of me can get. She is all of the worst parts of me.
No, you got all the worst parts of her.
No.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I understand.
Yeah. You've seen those parts of me show up.
Gotcha.
She's all that.
Yeah, I got you.
She is all that. Yeah. She's all that with no restraint. She don't have none. Thankfully, I've let my dad's level-headedness take over in the last few years.
Yeah, so to keep you out of that.
Yeah, exactly. But she don't have none of that. But either way, that's not what we're talking about.
But at the same time, though, I mean, maybe it needs to be talked about right now. This is the time.
It is what it is. But like, I get to the things where I know that anytime I say things like that, folks have a hard time plugging into that understanding just because they had a different experience, and
it's true. And because I remember whenever y'all had y'all falling out. I remember that, dude. I mean, I was there with you whenever it happened, and and it was hard to process having those kind of feelings for your mom simply because I've always had a good relationship with my mom and my dad,
exactly.
So I always, so it's like taking my inner reference point and going, trying to apply that to what you're saying or what you're going through. But if I went through the thing that you went through, I wouldn't have that viewpoint.
Right. Everybody would feel differently.
And exactly. I get it, man.
And I get to the point now to where it's a good thing that I can and my listeners know that this always come up. Yeah, Honey Badger, you need to listen to my Mother's Day episode if you haven't listened to that one. Yeah, she really is. She's a very toxic person. Just like it's just a different situation. And I can't see how somebody can, have a child or whatever and then just totally abandon them until it's convenient for them. Like that's not that's not the kind of love that a child needs. Right. And I get so upset when I see other people making the same mistakes, and I'm like, you really don't know.
Yeah, you don't know the ramifications.
You don't
of those
know
actions.
what you're doing.
Absolutely,
you don't know
man.
what you're doing, man. Like this is. This is not just like it's going to be better for me to not be a part of my child's life right now because it'll be better for them. But you know what? It won't be. It won't be.
And dude, you know, the thing about it is, it's like, because when I went through my divorce with my ex-wife, you know, there was a rough road there for a while with the girls. You know, the whole separation thing. The, you know, daddy's this, mom's, you know, that kind of stuff, and all the bullshit that goes on with that. But now, dude, Haley and Noel come to my house and chill all the time. It's like they come. I love being around my girls, dude. I love hanging out with my daughters. Dude,
it's just life. You know, it's just life now.
I love hanging around with my kids. Period. Like Carson and Cadence, dude. I love being around them, dude. I love when everybody's at the house. Like you talking about, like on Sunday, you would see, you know, for your dad and all that. Then like having people, and like today, you know, being Sunday, you have your brother over and kind of hang out. Back home, Sunday was always the day that everybody gets together. So like, you go to grandma's house, or you go to mama's house, or you go to somebody's barbecue, you know, whatever the day. Sunday was always that day. That was the family day, you know. And that's probably one of the biggest things. But that's like me and my sister. Like I try at least once a week, and usually it's on Sunday. I call my mama, and I FaceTime my sisters. And we sit there and we bullshit, and we talk like we'd be sitting there at the table, you know. Yeah. And then that's the, you know, I guess it's the great thing about technology. But at the same time, though, because of that technology, you don't have that burning desire to go visit home as bad, and that's the bad part, you know, of it. Because I could sit there and I could talk to mom, I could see her, and I could see my sisters, and I could see how everybody's doing, and I could have a face-to-face conversation.
You feed that part of your brain.
It does, and it's weird. And I thought about that. I'm like, man, because like right now,
that's what technology's for. That's what it's for.
Well, but then it's good, and I get it, and I understand what you're saying, and I understand where you're going with that. Yeah. But at the same time, man, I was like, holy shit, I need to go home. I haven't been home in like 2 years. And I'm like, dude, I haven't been fucking Louisiana in 2 years, dude. I'm like, and I'm like, it almost, it fulfills that freaking sensation, and you forget. I haven't physically seen this person in freaking, you know, I haven't physically walked in my mom and dad's house in 2 years. Yeah. It's like, dude, I've never gone this long being away from home. Why am I not like freaking, I need to leave tomorrow, you know? Why I'm not like that? You know, why am I not doing that right now? It is because of technology.
It's because so that's feeding that part of your brain. I walked into my dad's house the other day, which is the house I grew up in, and I walked in and just, it was my grandparents' house, and now it's my dad and stepmom's house, and my sister Shelby lives there. And I walked in the house, and just everything is different.
Yes,
but everything is different. And I walked in there, and I was like, you know, well, at least the walls are still here. This is the same spot.
But if you went there every Sunday, you'd have saw the gradual changes throughout time. Oh yeah, you see what I'm saying? It'd be like if for the last 2 years I sat there and I freaking had been in mom and dad's house every Sunday, I would see the gradual changes in the house throughout over the last 2 years. So when next time I go back home, I'm gonna see, oh wow, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. This is new. This is, you know, you've repainted this or whatever the case may be. Right. And it's gonna be like, holy shit, you know, because I haven't been there on that frequency, you know. But it's so strange, man.
And I think I told you this before when I was first when I first realized that. But all right, so I never really talk about this either. I always say, you know, I just like to be alone. I like to be by myself. I never really talk about the little transition point in my life when I didn't realize I just like to be alone, which was what caused me all of those issues that I was having with other people, and just like getting frustrated with anybody who I would spend more than just a few minutes with. And once I was realizing that, I said, you know, maybe it was because when I grew up, in my house growing up, there was never less than 5 people in our house at all times.
Dude. Yeah, 100%.
At all times. Like, I live with Granny, so like, I wake up in the morning, my Uncle Roger's already there, my dad's already there, you know.
No, dude, plug away.
Yeah, absolutely. Plug away, Honey Badger.
Absolutely,
by all means.
Yeah.
Go check that channel out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, any time that there was like less than a couple people in the house, it was like it was off-putting. Like the energy was different in the house.
Sure.
And I realized that when I moved out, I moved into a 1-bedroom house with 4 or 5 of us, and then we moved into a bigger house with 4 or 5 of us, and then the first time I lived alone and slept in a house by myself was when I lived in Little River for a little while. Yeah. And I only did that for 1 year. Yeah. So I think when I finally got to the point after not drinking or doing anything like that to ease my mind, just being by myself, I was like, so this is what it's like. Mm-hmm. Like, this is peaceful.
Yeah.
And I realized that it was something that I had never experienced. Right. Honestly, I had never experienced, like, okay, this is me. This is me by myself. And that became addicting. Like, it was addictive to know that when I walk in here, like, I'm the only one here. I'm safe. And it was like one of the only times that I like saw an actual difference from how my life was when I was growing up, because I would always run down to Tito's. I only came back here to sleep. I would wake up and I would immediately leave. I would go hang out at all the bars until I had to go to a gig, and then I would go to the gigs and come back. This was just for sleep.
Would you think that the reasoning behind that, like because like you started kind of being more that away, and like when you quit drinking you did all that kind of stuff, mm-hmm. that was also kind of almost the same time that you were like, I'm done with my mom. I'm just not even going to allow I'm not going to allow her to even affect my life anymore.
Yeah.
And you hit that same time almost like that, almost simultaneously. And what I think, and the reason why you are the way you are, is because that way, if you're by yourself here, you're in your own place, you control everything in your environment.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate reflection of stability that you didn't have in childhood.
Probably.
It's from the lack of stability.
I try not to be. I try not, because I spent a lot of years going, well, my granddad was this way, so I'm this way, or my mom was, and I don't want to like lean on that. But I will say that like that's probably one of the main reasons why I don't try to pursue a relationship. Like, that's one of the main reasons why I stay single, because
the stability of it.
Well, not just that. It's just that I from a very early age have been programmed to be let down by a woman that I love.
Sure.
And I'm so scared to fall in love with a woman because I don't want to put that juju on her. I don't want to put that negativity on her to where...
Is that the case, or is it because whenever you actually truly fall in love with somebody, you have to give up a sense of control?
I don't think it's as much the control as it is just me not, because I would be fine if it's somebody that I love. Mm-hmm. If it's somebody that I love, and I don't mind giving up that control to them.
Yeah.
Like even you and Adam just playing songs or whatever. Sure. It'll be a song I hate to do, but I'll do it. Yeah. I don't mind giving up that little bit of control for somebody that I love. But like I just don't want to get. And not only that, I know how wishy-washy people are. Yeah. I don't want to fall in love with somebody who turns out to be somebody else because all I wanted to see were the good parts, and then I end up creating another human that ends up having the same issues that I had because both of the parents weren't there.
Right.
And no matter how hard I would try to prevent that, if there were if I just made a bad choice with the woman I choose, then that's dude, something I'm stuck with,
And I get, and dude, that's for me. I'm lucky, dude. I do. I mean, like with Candy, dude. I love her to death, and one of the biggest things I love about her is she is consistent.
Yeah,
she's always the same person.
There's a lot of stock in that. No matter what the person is, if you know what to expect, it's fine.
Yeah, it's to say.
Yeah,
and I know I'm probably not the easiest person in the world to be in a freaking relationship with anyway, just off of a time thing, because I'm never freaking always doing something, doing this, blah 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 blah. It's hard for me to make time for people, but
sometimes you got to cut those people out, honey badger.
Yeah, you do, buddy. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But no, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I saw that earlier. I wanted to kind of respond to that too. Yeah, I literally, no, don't get me wrong. I mean, dude, did we grow up freaking Ozzie and Harriet? Hell no. Our family was wild as crap, dude. We were crazy as shit growing up. Our family was, but the thing about it is we always stuck together. That was the thing. We could be pissed off, dude. We could be mad as shit, dude. People could be angry, upset, not agreeing, doing whatever they wanted to do. still my mom, still my dad, still my sisters. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, hey, look, dude, you want to go do this shit? You want to go? I love you.
Yeah.
Go do. You gonna go do it? Do it the best you fucking can. Then do it big. Yeah, do it. You know what I mean? And you know, that's how my family always grew up together. That's the kind of family I'm trying to. You know, I try to raise myself and do that away. That's just what I've always been around. You know, so for me, we always, you know, yeah. Granted, every family has drama. Every family has crazy shit. Every family has, you know, different levels of that crazy shit. You know.
Oh yeah.
But it's, you know, you come to the point sometimes where it's like, okay, do I keep trying? Because whenever the keep trying affects your sanity more than it actually affects the person you're trying for, that's when you kind of get to that little point and you're like, you know what, dude, I'm trying to do something positive at the negative of me. You know, and that's where you gotta click that little switch and go, okay, wait, I need to, okay, instead of doing that for this person and me trying to make this person a better person, why don't I just show them how to be a better person?
Right.
And do things that I think that they would need to do and then get them to come along and show them how. Yeah. And it's a mindset, you know, and some people are going to, and the ones that don't want to be reciprocal to that kind of thing, that's the ones you know you need to cut out your life because they're not going to be on that level with you. They're not going to run that same plane you run on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
I went through the process for pretty much like everything that went wrong in my life where I was like, you know, I'd probably gotten over this before, you know, we started doing the band thing.
Yeah.
But where I was just thinking that everything was my fault all the time. Like this was something that I did, you know, this was something that I did that I could have changed if I would have reacted differently. And I was always thinking like, well, what did I do? What did I do to create this situation to where I got used to just taking the blame for everything and I would never place that blame elsewhere. Well, then one day when I kind of realized maybe it wasn't me, maybe that was something else that they did, and I started looking at everything from all around, and now I kind of overdid it because I will historically I will try to I even tell people just about the shit. I was like, dude, if anything happens to the equipment, I will blame it on something that you guys did if y'all are the ones that carried it in. That's why I'm the only one that touches it.
I get it.
I know my quirks and I know how to, you know.
Same reason I don't know nobody touching the drum.
Save yourself. You know,
save shit. You know,
save yourself the trouble from. You save yourself the wonder from later because I know that it could just be a mere happenstance. Right. And if I would have grabbed this, it would have been me that did it instead. It was you. Yeah. But it's still just something that I will think about later, and I don't want to be that way.
We were playing a gig one time at where's North Myrtle Beach, Cherry Grove, the little place on the ocean, Motos. Yeah. We were playing at Motos, and this lady came up to me, and she was like, "Would you mind if I got up and maybe went and played your drum?" And I'm like, I said, I'm not trying to be mean. I said, please don't take this the wrong way. I said, but I would really prefer you not do that at all. And I said, but I'm going to tell you why. And she was like, okay. She's like, that's fair. And I'm like, that drum was made in a village in Ghana, Africa. Yeah. That is segregated into families that do each part of the artisanship that creates that drum. Yeah.
That whole village is all drums.
Right. One grows the trees, one carves the trees, one freaking raises the goats for the skins, one weaves the ropes, one does, and this whole entire community benefits from the sale of those drums. Yeah. And I'm like, so for me, you might just be, you know, you might drop the drum and crack it, and I just cracked a djembe. For me, you literally destroyed a piece of artwork, of artisanship. Yeah. That I happen to be able to make music on. Yeah. And she was like, I completely understand that, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I
See,
said,
you're nicer about that shit than I am.
I am, and you're blood and shit. And I get it. And I
am. And I said it the other night at Bubba's. I was like, it's easier for me just to be a dick.
I know, dude.
It's easier. And like this girl, after we've already been done for 20 minutes, and this girl comes out, you guys need to play one more song. And I was like, darling, I could tell you no in 20 other different ways, but they would mean the same thing.
Yeah, you're right, Badger. You're 100% correct, dude. You got to release that shit. I told one of the kids, I think, and maybe I told this. I had the conversation. Or maybe my nephew. I said, dude, based on my experience up to this point, I'll be 45 years old next month, and pretty much what I've done, and I've seen the same thing kind of flow through other people and friends and family in my life, is that in your 20s. You try to undo and abuse yourself or make yourself pay for everything that happened to you in your childhood, good or bad.
Yeah.
In your 30s, you process that correctly. And then in your 40s, you completely release it. I just think you're a little ahead of time, which is fine. But, that's kind of what I feel. Because once you get to a point, man, and like for me, I guess I'm not the typical dad, but I'm like, in my 20s I had kids. The kids are old enough right now. I'm in my early 40s. They're going to college. The older kids, you know what I'm saying? So, and then we got the Cadence, the surprise baby, which is awesome. I love her to death. She's I love.
My name's Cadence, but Daddy says I was supposed to be
She's awesome, dude.
JK.
Oh, dude, she's amazing. But she's a great little gift too. But it's cool, being at that point because you get all the influences, the young influences. You kind of around the kids a lot. You listening to their music, you hearing what they got to talk about.
It keeps you in the proverbial game for an extra few years.
Yeah, it does, man. It's cool though.
I see that. I get that, and I want that one day. I want a family, but I want kids and a family and stuff like that one day. But I'm not the person today that I need to be able to do that. But I know that, and I know that there's a lot of people who will just okay. This is the next step. I got a decent job. I don't see my job going anywhere. Yeah. I got a decent job. I'm doing all right. So I guess what's the next step? Okay, get married, have a family. But you know what? I'm gonna postpone that for a little while. I'm gonna push that back for a little while just to make sure that I don't make the same mistake that.
And that's perfect, dude.
That's my parents made.
Everything's supposed to happen and exactly when it's supposed to happen.
Right.
There's no use to force anything.
And plus, I'm not to cut you off, but I'm to the point now to where I am fine with if that day never comes.
Sure.
I'm fine with that, I've come to terms with the fact that if one day if I'm just too quirky or too much of a weirdo to have a significant other, or whatever, then so be it. Because I'm fine with, for the same reason that I like to play solo gigs too. Like I know I can do this thing by myself. Mm-hmm. So if it ever gets to that, if it ever comes to that point, then I know that I can do it, and I'm fine with that.
I think the coolest part for me, dude, about being a dad as a parent is to sit there and watch these individuals. What's up, Music Chatter? Right on.
What up, Brian Jordan?
Brian Jordan. But the coolest part about being a dad is watching these little kids that you've raised, right?
So I just thought about this video, Brian.
And you kind of watch them go off into the world. You watch them do their journeys. You watch them you watching them leave and go be whatever they're going to be.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part, man, for me. Like watching the kids go to college and heading out and going, you know what? Dude, both of them, Carson and Haley, both of them changing their majors. Haley's changing her major. She's like, I don't want to be a pediatrician no more. I want to be a health services person. I want to be able to, like, if there's a disease or an outbreak or something like that, I want to be the person who makes sure the word goes out, the communications, the marketing, make sure that everything's done, everything's communicated correctly to be able to help people. I'm like, go do it. If that's what you want to do, man. You do what you want to do. Exactly. And that's, dude, I wish more people, and the fucked up thing, and it's starting to change, dude, and I see it in so much, it's so cool that people are finally starting you can literally just doing creative things.
Yeah.
Survive now.
Right.
And prosper.
Dude, I have hours of content
Dude,
about how what we do is work.
So, but here's the thing, what?
Oh, Brian, here's this video he sent me. I'll show it to you later because we can't show it on here.
Oh, okay. It's one of those kind of videos.
So good. It is so good.
But dude, would you think if, because I think everything in the world is cyclic, everything's symbiotic and cyclic.
Yeah.
You know how my brain works.
Oh yeah.
And is this the next Renaissance?
Yeah.
Is this the next Renaissance based in technology?
Well, I don't know another time in history when people's art has been something that was an acceptable
no, dude, even bigger than that. Podcast, YouTube channels.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I know, that's what I'm when I say art, I mean the collective art. I
think people now, like with the YouTube videos and things of this nature, and people creating and doing in Pinterest and all these different things. Dude, we are so starved culturally.
Yeah.
Because of those little boxes on the wall we have, those TVs, man.
Yeah.
And it kills
Well, it kind of depends on how you use that little box.
Well, you're right. And I use mine a lot different than most people. But the thing I mean, though, dude, is what if I took somebody who watched freaking 19 hours of freaking Netflix binging and said, man, great, you were entertained. You watched art, though. You watched acting. You don't realize it. Your brain's not wired to understand that you watched an actual art piece when you're watching a freaking show or a movie, or, somebody had to learn scripts and write and produce and do graphics and do all this kind of stuff. But thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Hank, right on. But the thing about it is it's basically just mental floss entertainment.
Yeah.
Where you're constantly bringing things in.
Right.
But I think humans, period, have an innate ability. They have to create something.
It would be the difference in eating. It would be the same as eating and never exercising like I do.
Yeah.
Which would get you mentally fat. You would be out of shape mentally or spiritually because you're taking all this art in and you're not putting anything out.
Right. You're not releasing your energy.
Yeah.
You're just gathering. You gather and gather and gather and gather. And it's like, dude, what is it? You need to be able to release that energy. And I think that's, a lot of the problems that people are having with mental problems and all this kind of stuff in the world today. And I think that's a lot of it's why. And they have research showing that. Where if you sit down and you start playing music or freaking go to a drum circle or draw, write a poem, freaking write a song, do something creative.
Do anything.
Go
cut
build
your
something.
grass.
Yes, do
anything.
something.
Anything is art.
Yes.
You can make art anything if you go about it in that mindset.
One of the most expensive freaking sculptures in history is a sculpture of a rabbit that is eating a carrot. And it looks like it was one of these helium blow-up balloons.
Yeah.
And it literally looks like a helium blow-up balloon that's made out of nothing but freaking chrome. And you can see the reflection all the way around the whole entire bunny.
Yeah.
But the thing's made of complete freaking stainless steel. And a guy sculpted that out of steel. And the guy who sold it originally, when the owner bought it, he bought it for $945,000 at a freaking Christie's freaking auction.
Jesus.
And now it's worth $65 million. Dude, it's amazing how he did it.
Art biscuit, soggy biscuit, Brian.
Oh, soggy biscuit.
That's your art.
But, that's the, it's cool. I mean, the art on that level is a whole different thing, But even, dude, I think people are having a yearning, dude, and I think that's why YouTube and a lot of things on the internet and then Pinterest and all this kind of stuff has become so interesting. But I think now we're going into a second phase of it where people are like, I'm going to reference the freaking internet for cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to make it. And then I'm going to create it.
That's the thing.
And then I'm going to go gather 7 pallets and I'm going to make that freaking couch on my back porch out of pallets because I watched a YouTube video showing me how to do it. And that's the thing, man. But that's the balance I think people are out of balance on is that, whenever you see stuff or you it's something that inspires you to do something, go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it. Go. Just do it. Dude, nobody cares. Nobody's going to judge you. No, you're not getting judged. Nobody, dude, nobody's going to come walk in your front door and be like, oh my God, that's not a 90-degree angle. Perfect. No, oh my God, I can't believe you painted that yellow. Dude, paint it whatever the fuck color you want. Paint
do your thing.
Yeah, do your shit.
Live your life.
Have fun. Enjoy yourself. I just don't understand that, man. And that dude, it scares me. And I think the reason being is culture. And I think we're getting into that Renaissance era where people are starving for it, and it's coming back in.
Do you know what?
I love it.
Joe Rogan said something in a podcast a couple days ago where he said humans are the sex organs of machinery and technology.
Wow.
We are the sex organs of machinery and technology. Think about that. Technology is the thing that advances. Think about this. Like, you know what? He said bees build a beehive.
Yeah.
The same way they did 100 years ago.
Yeah, they do.
Humans make everything better all the time. As a matter of fact, if it were an alien species to come to this earth and not know what we did, our jobs from their point of view would be these guys make technology and machines better because that's all we do as a human race. We take things and we make them better on a grand scale. Now, outside of the art side, I'm not talking about that.
No, that's all part of it.
That's part of it.
That's part of the constantly improving environment.
We birth the next generation of these things, but the technology is actually creating itself. It is just using us to do it.
Yeah. You look at it from a generational time. Okay, I get it. Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think
Badger.
that's just really pushing transhumanism. I don't know, dude. That's kind of a stretch, but I get where you're coming from. I see what you're saying, but man, dude, I don't know. From working on computers all day long, dude. I've been doing that for freaking 23 years, man. 24, maybe 25. I don't even know. Fuck. Since 1993. I've worked on freaking computers. How many years?
I've never heard him say anything about that either, Honey Badger. I listened to him a pretty good
bit. The thing about it is, man, is that technology only improves through need. So if whatever gap we're trying to fill, that's what we do with technology right now. We've been able to create gaps. We're finally getting to the point now. That's why AR is so big, where we can start removing humans from the actual process of things, and that's what we've been doing for the last 50 years, and making those processes that we do over and over again easier and easier. What bees do, and the reason why they still build honeycombs the same way they do now as they did freaking forever, is because it doesn't need to be improved upon because it gives you honey. Yeah. And they found something that works, and it works, so don't fix it. So why fix it? And I think that's the negative correspondent about that is because no matter what, dude, computers and technology is never going to be able to recreate imagination. That's why imagination, Einstein always says, the true sign of, the ultimate, show of knowledge is a person's imagination or a species' imagination. Like humans. I mean, I'm talking about that way. But Matthew North is crazy, dude. I'm sorry, B. I love you, bro, but Matthew North, I do. I'm sorry. Some of his stuff, dude, is so it's like
not only that, it's just there's so many people, there's so many conspiracy theorists. God, there's so many conspiracy theorists out there who just want, it's easier for them to say, oh, Rogan's just a shill than to actually think about the things that he's saying. Yeah, because it's easier to think shallow than it is to think deep. And I think Elon Musk is a genius. He's 100, dude. Elon Musk is a gift to the world. Yeah. Yeah, dude. You have your, musically, you have your freaking
your people that will live for all time, art wise. You have the same thing, all these different things. Technology as a genre. He's the Picasso of freaking technology. He's the Da Vinci. He's the
He thinks about things from above down rather than within.
Yeah, he starts at the end in mind and works backwards and then goes forward to be able to create what he's doing in his vision. That's the process of, that's like the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Roger Covey. The best part of that book is the actual prologue, is the beginning of the prologue, but before you even get into the first chapter. And what he talks about is going to a funeral, and imagine yourself at a funeral, laid out in your casket, all your family, your friends, and all this being around you, and people walk up one after the other and go and say things about you and the things that your accomplishments and who you kind of person you were and all this kind of stuff. You start from that point and you work back till here. And then you have your roadmap of how to get there. All things processed in my mind like that. And Elon I think he's like that too.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I think about things that I want people to say about me at my funeral, and I try to live my life in a way to where I can make those things come true.
Dude, it's Covey, dude. That's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I do that. That's literally the prologue to the book, and it's some of the best advice. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other book's great too.
Rogan's taint hurts from riding the fence so much.
Oh God.
So does mine as well, because I ride the same fence. Elon warns of AI and then continues to develop it. I hear what you're saying. You should be glad that he continues to develop it, because he's trying to develop it so that it never does take over.
I was behind a Tesla on the ride here today. I was literally through the end of
those things. Didn't it say LOL Watt?
Yeah, I don't know. It just had the T on the back, and it was a great car. It was like a sports car looking thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the line.
But see, the thing is that Joe Rogan gives people a platform to say whatever they want to say with no strings attached, nothing.
Yeah.
And his belief system is sturdy and it's strong. I listened to a lot of his shit for a long time.
Everything that I've ever watched, dude, if he's nothing else, he's always been consistent. Everything.
He's logical.
He
uses a logical brain.
Yes, and but he's consistently logical. Like he don't. Yeah. Like the thing I like about Joe is he'll insert his emotional take on things, but he'll warn you first. And then, but most of the time when he's thinking about things, it's logical.
So this is my thing. He's like, this is me. I'm not telling you this should be you.
Right.
But this is me.
Right.
I respect that. I do that.
Yeah, me too. And I do that. Yeah, hey, this is what I think. Or this is, from my perspective or whatever. But yeah, he's not a social engineer.
I think that's if you listen to a lot of crazy people talk all the time, you might think that he is.
Brian, I'm going to blow you up right now. If Joe Rogan was a social engineer.
That's Honey Badger. Not Brian.
I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Honey Badger, I'm sorry. I'm going to blow you up. My bad, bro. But not blow you up. But the thing about it is, if Rogan's a social engineer, then everybody would watch MMA. MMA would be bigger than freaking the NFL if Rogan was an engineer. Was a social engineer. That's a really
good point. I didn't think about that.
The NFL would pale in comparison to the MMA if he was a social engineer. Now, yeah, he's a wealthy man because he's
worked hard.
Yeah, he's worked hard.
He's got a good brain.
100%. He's put himself in a good position.
Yeah.
But to be able to, you look at Rogan's following on what he has on his podcast and on his YouTube channel, and you apply those numbers dynamically against anything that he does, as far as that goes. If he was social engineering anything, he would have literally everybody doing whatever product he was trying to profit off of. But he doesn't.
Right, and you would also see his podcast everywhere, and you don't unless you know somebody that listens to it. Yep. You don't ever hear about
it. That's it. That's how people find out about it, and that's the way it should be.
Right.
Because it gives you. Well, the thing about it is,
what part of it is a false argument? I'm curious. See, there's a Joe Rogan comment. What part of this is a false? What do you mean by
false
that?
Argument.
What do you mean by that? But seriously, and here's something, Honey Badger. CNN is popular too, but that's apples and oranges.
Right.
That's not.
Yeah,
CNN has an agenda.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan does not have an agenda. If he had an agenda, he would not have Tim Pool and what's his name from Twitter on the same, Jack Dorsey on the same podcast.
I'm just gonna be,
or Alex Jones.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with it. I'm gonna be apparently fucking egotistical because I consider myself to be a pretty intelligent person, and if he did have an agenda, I would think I would be able to see through it by now.
Right.
How many times have I freaking listened to it? I'm sorry.
If he has an agenda at all, it is that everybody should be able to think for themselves and have their own opinions and to be perfectly honest, I would not have a podcast had it not been for Joe Rogan.
Correct, man.
1,000%.
I know that was your
I would not. Yeah. I would not have done this.
I just, I don't know, man. I have a hard time. Yeah, the reason being is because the 4 years that I spent in the actual military, when I was in the Marine Corps working for the federal government scarily was stupid to me when I was in there. And I still apply that same freaking logic to, I guess, to the current state of affairs, which is probably different. But. What he said? Jones.
Alex Jones is a shield for Israel. Anytime the word shield comes out, I feel like I'm speaking with a conspiracy theorist.
Explain that to me. Explain the word shield to me, because I don't. What are you trying?
Someone is paid to have an agenda. Someone who is paid to have an agenda. From my definition might be different from yours, Honey Badger.
Oh no, I would like to hear Honey Badgers and see. Because I've heard that word.
For those listening on audio, we're trying to be very, very good about letting you guys know what we're responding to here.
Yeah.
So, since you guys can't see it,
maybe just because.
I don't know. I really don't understand. And I've actually, you know Richard that comes in, Richard Squires that comes to see it.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing an episode soon.
Great dude, man. I like him. Very smart guy.
When I first met him, he said the same things about Joe Rogan, and I was like, dude, nah, man.
Oh God.
I was like, nah, dude. Like you don't. Like you just don't understand. You have to. Yes, someone who has an agenda.
When was the last time you talked to Richard?
I saw him at Bubba's the other day, and he was like, "Dude," he came up to me and was like, "Dude, you were right. You were right." He said, "Joe Rogan, he's not who he used to be.
No,
he's not the same person that used to just talk about DMT and chimps through the entire time. Like he has had some very intelligent people 100%. In his office, and he has learned a lot from them."
What's Richard's is his fiance now?
Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Dude, Kelly. Oh God, dude. We were at Bubba's last time, and they were there. They were sitting at the table. And I'm having this conversation with Richard, and we're like, dude, you know what? And I was like, he was like, I told him about how me and Haley went, and we would get pedicures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, they make your feet so soft. It's freaking weird, dude. You feel like weird when you're walking in your shoes and stuff. And he was like, he was like, he said something about Jesus or something. And I'm like, dude, that dude walked in the desert for like 40 days, man. Yeah. He had super soft feet. I bet you his feet were freaking amazing because it was just like constantly just like taking the skin off of his feet. And it was like his feet was probably amazing. His feet would be like super smooth. He's like, you should tell Kelly that. And then tell her that aliens are real. And I'm like, okay. So I walked over to Kelly, dude, and she was at the table. It was like she was in a conversation with people.
Yeah.
And I bent down to Kelly, and I'm like, Kelly. And I put my hand on her shoulder, and she was like, yeah. And I like bent down to her. I'm like, Jesus' feet were really soft, and aliens are real. And I just walked away, dude. And she was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Dude, it was funny, though.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
No.
I thought about that. I forgot about that until just now.
Honey Badger Rogan used to say the moon landing was fake until he had a conversation with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. I was going to say Neil deGrasse kind of shut him down.
Which I watched live. Well, no, he had been backpedaling on that, but Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, it would be easier to just go to the moon than it would be to fake it.
100%.
And not only that, speaking about aliens, Rogan just had Bob Lazar on his podcast, who worked at a subsidiary of Area 51 on reverse engineering spacecraft. And he said that there are 9 of them that are in a hangar that is on the side of a mountain. And there's this new documentary called Bob Lazar and some sort of the UFO thing and spacecrafts or alien aircraft on Netflix right now. And I watched this episode, and just to hear this guy talk about these things where he's like, yeah, man, they brought me in there, they gave me the debriefing and everything. And like, this guy doesn't seem like a psychopath, but he found out that they were doing test flights for these spaceships that they possessed, that American government possessed these spaceships, and they were doing test flights. And he took big groups of people over the course of a couple of months out to the sites of these test flights and got like old like VHS tape cam video footage of these spaceships that they were just doing test flights. And he said they got so comfortable with it that they ended up going out with like RVs and stuff. And they were like they were going out there and just camping out basically. And they were saying something about like, what would they do if we went over there and just stole one of those ships out of the thing? And then all of a sudden this little green light rolled towards them. And he said they saw it on the screen that there were guys, he said, and it was so dark out there you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. He said there were guys that were from here to that wall listening to us, completely surrounded us. They knew we were there the whole time.
Really?
And they were always there watching them. And apparently, and this guy's legit because he had like FBI raided his house a couple of weeks ago.
Here's the only thing, man. The only thing. I mean, I get that kind of stuff, and
hold on a second. What about the episode where Joe and Jones say insult the hell out of their followers by saying that 9/11 truth is a mental illness? I saw that one. Well,
I don't know.
Here's the thing.
I can't even speak on that, man.
Here's the thing. If 9/11, if every single building in New York City is still safe after two of the tallest buildings in the world crashed down like they did, that doesn't seem like something that an airplane could do.
Wait. So explain that to me. So explain me the what the conspiracy is. Or
the conspiracy for the 9/11 thing, and I don't get into it a lot, but the conspiracy for the 9/11 thing is that after all of these the planes hit the buildings and everything.
All right.
Do you remember watching the video?
100%.
When it comes down, you see explosion all the way down the building. It looks like a demolition. Mm-hmm. I've seen seen demolition videos and stuff like that. It looks like a controlled demolition.
Okay.
Now, granted, say somebody had the knowledge. Okay, this building is going to come down, and they're going to take down all these other buildings here. Uh-huh. We're going to have to take this building down demolition style. Well, you don't have time to do that if an airplane just flew into the building. You would already have to have explosions in place for this to be possible.
I think your dad could probably explain that away probably way quicker than I could.
About what? Like explosions?
No, if every single floor you figure on building that height,
yeah,
that every single floor you're going to have a subfloor, and that subfloor is going to be the AC systems. The AC systems are going to sit there and be able to actually handle the compression and all that, and have the compressor pieces in there. As a building would topple and the structure of it would actually come down upon its own weight, it would collapse on top of those AC systems, which would immediately cause so much pressure that explosions would happen at different floors, at different levels, but it would seem systematic because that's the way you would put together the AC system in a building that size.
Okay. Either way, the conspiracy is that 9/11 was something to make us... 9/11 was something to just make us go to war with another country so that we could get their oil.
I mean, that's feasible.
And you had to put a name on it.
And then speaking of that, just on a sub note, I gotta say it, dude. As
a lot of conspiracies are a result of mental illness.
As much as I
That's
don't
true.
Agree with Homeboy on a whole lot of things he says and does, got to give props to Trump for freaking stopping
the Iran thing.
Yeah, got to give him props.
I don't know.
It takes more.
Yeah, it does.
It takes more to resist than it does to
funny. I think this is funny. It seems like he is trying to please the people who has ragged on him for as long as they have. It seems like he's
it is.
Right?
He's trying
Does it seem like that to you?
I think he's trying to hand out a freaking, they got the 2020 elections coming up. I think he's trying to hand out a little peace feather and be like an olive branch and go, hey guys, look, I don't want to be everything you're saying I am.
What's up, Abby? How's it going?
Yeah, but what's up, Abby?
Yeah, right. Owen is all about. Owen like did this long rant one time about how Rogan is a shill or whatever, and like he's just the same stuff that all the conspiracy theorists do spew. And I do agree with him on that, Honey Badger. A lot of conspiracy theorists are mentally ill, and there's a lot of conspiracy theorists who are like a lot of schizophrenia amongst the conspiracy theory community, and that's true.
Yeah.
Now, the only things that I have conspiracies about are I'm not sold on the 9/11 thing, and that's nothing that I'm going to go into. But I'm not sold on the 9/11 thing. I'm not sold on the Las Vegas shooting. I'm not sold on the Mandalay Bay thing. And I know that it happened. I know that I just don't believe that the way that they told us it went down is how it went down. There's just too much. There's just too much missing questions. Yep, this is the Smitty.
I am the Smitty.
This is the Smitty. But yeah, Owen did this long video one time talking about how Rogan's just a shill, and Rogan got in touch with Owen and was like, "Dude, like, what's the deal? Like, what's like, let's talk about this. Like, don't just like go ruin my name all over the place." And then Owen released another video saying, he called me. It was honorable on him to call me or whatever, and it was like good on him to give me a call and like make sure that I have my story straight or whatever. It was important for him to do that.
Correct.
And it just seems like all of these conspiracy theorists spew the same stories, and it all comes from the same place of.
Well, just like he was talking about earlier too, Honey Badger was saying it earlier, that even like the truth is a mental illness and all this kind of stuff. But just like you said, I mean, most of these people that do have conspiracy theories, there are schizophrenia. It's all based in schizophrenia, or they suffer from schizophrenic thoughts. But I mean, schizophrenia is based in paranoia. I mean,
yes, that's what it is. It's just a side effect of being paranoid.
It's
that's all it is.
Of paranoia.
Right.
So, with that being said, I mean, dude, I can make anything a conspiracy. I mean, right. I can literally take.
If you look at anything long enough, you can plug in something that could have happened.
I can make anything a conspiracy.
Right.
And granted, could that actually happen? Could those conspiracies actually have taken place? Yes, they could have, but things have changed drastically in the 20 years that I've been out of the military, because. You do have, now don't get me wrong, there's people that are in the military services and the armed forces, the Department of Defense and those kind of things that are tactical planners, things of that nature. But getting into trying to control things, because that's taking things like, you destroy these buildings to go to war so we can actually take over the stuff and, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, why? Why would we just go to war? We don't even need to do that. I mean, we can literally wipe Iran out as a country in less than freaking 24 hours if we wanted to, with the amount of freaking power that we have to be able to do that. Now, what would be the result of that? That whole entire region would be destabilized, and we'd be in a freaking war against Russia, China, and other freaking probably UN nations that would tie into it. England would look at that as a freaking act of war and terrorism, and we would have to do that.
All just to set up a central banking system in that country.
Well, then it would be the ultimate war, and then it would be the big play war, and then everybody's shooting nukes and everybody's doing that kind of stuff, and you get into that kind of thing. So when you get into that kind of a deal, that's why I really don't have a problem with Trump showing restraint like he did the other day, because that's an actual good thing. Because
I also don't like the fact that maybe he knew he was going to pull out to start with, but he went with it anyway just so he could pull out. Maybe
so.
Maybe I'm just hypothetically thinking here. I'm not like.
But the thing about it is that the
definitive on this.
The easiest part about freaking shooting a bullet is that you don't have to get blood on your hands.
Right.
And it's kind of thing. Even with the drone, they shot down an aerial drone, observation drone, great, whatever. You don't go freaking blow up a goddamn freaking city full of people because a goddamn drone got blown up. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, he did say that they spared the flight that had whatever 38 people, the 38 Americans on this flight, and they could have taken that down. But
but the thing about it is they didn't. And they didn't.
No worries, Abby.
Yeah, let's just say, man. It's just it's super weird how that goes, and it's just like. people that have never been in war find it very easy to root for it, and it's like, dude, but
right? How many of those people will walk out of their house that support this thing to walk out of their house and go be a part of that?
Right. Like, imagine like driving up to Walmart today and the whole entire Walmart explodes in front of you.
Right.
That's what war is. That's how shit happens in fucking other countries, and we don't have to deal with that here.
Yeah.
So fucking recognize that, dude. Hey man, these people might be fucking crazy. They might be doing some rude ass shit, but I've never had a Walmart blow up in front of me that I was going shopping and had to explain that to my children.
To make that Facebook post that you made might cost a lot of lives if you get your way.
100%.
Like a lot of human lives.
Yes.
And that's the thing.
People dying.
That's the thing. People are not looking at each other as humans. They're looking at each other as a Muslim or a Christian or an Iranian or American or whatever it is that you are.
As things.
As people are just people.
Yes.
Every person in the world is
somebody's
a living,
child,
breathing
somebody's
person.
Uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, something.
And of course, some of them might be dicks that need to die. Some of them might need to go. But you know what? The world is very, very good. The universe is very, very good about handing out karma.
It does.
Very, it handles very itself good.
Pretty easily.
History, I think, will tell you that. The history, I think, will tell you that over and over again. But
we do the same things that put us in the same position. It's like nobody learns from history. And it's like, dude, no, this is different. No, it's not different. It's the same fucking story. That's what dude, Hollywood, they're telling us the same fucking story they've been telling us for the last 200 years because they can't write enough creative stories that we haven't heard before yet.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same thing. It's like,
and you know what does better are actual stories that happened.
Yeah,
that they make movies about.
Yeah, it's the true stories.
Those do better because you know what? Imagination is as beautiful as it is not as believable as what actually happens.
But you know why? It's because that means that whenever something happens to a group of people, we have a joint reality, and whenever we have an imagination, I have mine and you have yours.
Yeah.
And when something happens that's based on true events, it brings a common denominator to the point so we can all have a joint reality.
Yeah.
And that is always going to be, in my mind, always going to be. I love documentaries. I love freaking, movies based on, current. I watched it so many times I wanted to like literally pop my eyeballs out with freaking spoons. But Titanic was great when I first time I saw it, dude. I thought it was amazing. And then after I've seen it about 170 times, I was like, I don't want to see this movie anymore, and I hate freaking Celine Dion.
Shout out Kate Winslet.
Right on. But at the same time, but yeah, dude, that's just a... Yeah, the whole conspiracy thing just kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, and I get you. The government believes in conspiracies, but you know what the government believes in? The government believes in, and Bob Lazar said this on Joe Rogan's podcast the other day. He said they will release documents that have the most outlandish shit written in them just to see what comes back.
Yeah, true.
Just to see what comes back, to see what sticks. They will release so many crazy stories.
Yeah.
Just to see
what works.
Just to see what comes back.
Absolutely, man.
It's mostly just a test. Like, here's the thing. If you don't believe that the government releases false stories and conspiracies and feeds this community just to create misinformation amongst a group of people, then you're too far in it to see that.
Well, dude, I mean that's the basis of counter-espionage. I mean, if you're learning counterterrorism, you're learning counter-espionage, the best way to actually destroy an actual cell is to actually infiltrate it from the inside and destroy it from the inside out.
Right.
You cut off the head on a freaking terrorist cell, it just grows another head. But you go inside, you infiltrate it, and you actually change...
Spread misinformation.
100%.
Yeah.
You destroy it from the inside based on lies. And that's... The United
That's
States
what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they've been doing that for years, though. They've been doing that as a military tactic for years. That's part of the art. That's actually been since freaking, what is it, Sun Tzu, the Art of War.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been since that. I mean, they still use that to teach in the command schools and stuff like that in the military. That's one of the Sun, what is it, Sun Tzu?
Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu, yeah. But...
is it?
I thought it was Sun Tzu, but
maybe
I could be wrong, dude. It's been years since I read the book.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, either way, immaterial. But that's one of the things they teach is if you're doing infiltration. But I think right now the government is scrambling because there's it's not so easy to manipulate people these days because of the lack of religion that there used to be, participating religion, I mean, where people were going to church in droves, and that's what you did every Sunday, and whatever the priest or the preacher said, that was gospel, and that's what you listened to, and that's what they told you, and the guy who was in your Sunday school teacher, what they told you, that was law, and that nothing else mattered, and everybody else was stupid. You don't have that anymore.
Right.
You really don't have that. So
people can make up their own minds.
100%. So, and, in my mind, based on coming off of a Catholic background, and, this is strictly my opinion, 100%, this is all me. But coming from that kind of a background, I've always taken religion as a control tactic.
Yeah.
That was created by the actual Roman Senate for the Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Senate. But so why would that be created? Why would they sponsor that? Because they figured out that you can beat humans to a pulp. You can kill them. You can murder them. You can just enslave them, whip them, brand them, do all these horrible things to people, and you still can't control them. All you do is you basically fire up their freaking the insides of them. They only want to fight you more. So what do? You do it through their mind.
Right.
You do it through their theology. You tell them this is how you do things, or an omnipresent spirit's going to destroy you and strike you down, and you're going to go to hell, and you're going to do this, fire and brimstone, all this good stuff.
Yeah.
But, that's the way I've always looked at religion, and that's why I never could process it correctly in my head through my youth.
Yeah, well.
But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole other thing. But I said that just to say this, is that we're getting to a point where people aren't religious as they used to be. And I think that a lot of government uses religion as a tool to control the masses, and they're losing that control, so they have to figure out another way to do it.
Oh, yeah. And how better to do that than
fear.
Internet?
And the best motivator
than releasing
fear.
Stories on the Internet.
It's fear.
And here's the thing, and as far as conspiracies go, bro, you probably know this. You guys,
Sure.
My listeners don't know this as well as you will, but just being on a podcast with Noah Byrne,
absolutely,
over the course of a couple of years,
Sunset.
there was Sunset Grill. There wasn't a lot of conspiracy theory that I did not know about or hear about. But I will say this: all of these things are like based in, okay, so this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. So because all of these things happened, then this must have happened, which is not true in every case. Well, sometimes they hit.
Yes, I better say
sometimes they do,
but it's only whenever they're in complete linear lines.
Like Alex Jones.
Go like this.
Alex Jones. Here's something. Alex Jones had one where he was talking about they're killing the prisoners in China and harvesting their organs.
Okay,
that happened. Yeah, that came out last week.
Yeah, that was real.
That was real. Yeah. Like that was. You can say all you want to say.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for hanging out, Abby. We'll see you. We'll see you on the flip side.
Nice to meet you.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see these things every now and again. We're like, oh shit, that was right. That was real. This sounded. But if you think about it, does it sound that crazy? I mean, in this world, it doesn't really sound that crazy,
dude.
But I get so bent out of shape. And maybe it was because I dealt with Noah Byrne's conspiracy theory mind for as long as I did, to just realize, oh, this is an issue.
Yeah.
This is an issue. This is not like just, this is an idea or something that may have happened that I'm going to kind of run with.
Right.
This is literally creating situations from thin air and then trying to go online and find your links to get to this thing you want to get to.
Right.
You already have your endpoint.
Yeah, your route to process.
You already have your result. Now you need to find all of your other things.
Right.
And that's what conspiracy theories are.
Correct.
It's like, okay, so this is what I think happened. Now I'm going to find evidence to support this thing that I think.
Correct.
And that's not a way to do. I'd like to base all of the things that I say or think on fact.
Well, but here's the thing, dude. The thing about it is just because it's plausible doesn't make it factual.
Right.
And the answer is in the actual name. It's a conspiracy theory.
Right.
It's not a conspiracy fact. It's not a conspiracy.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Document. Or, I mean, now granted, they do have some conspiracy type documents that they've come to, prove and come out in the open. But the thing about it is that, the answer is in the name. And it's like, if I do a hypothesis in science,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I have an answer. I'm saying that I have a educated guess based on past experiences or things happening or
Right.
things that I've seen or observed. That's all that is.
Right.
It's a hypothesis that couldn't possibly have happened. So my whole thing is whenever people jump that line and go, okay, we're talking about something that theoretically could have happened because of this, 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 and this, and this, and then they go, wait, now this is real. Things of that nature.
Oh, come on, Honey Badger.
Oh, dude, really? 3 days ago? Yeah, I read all the time, dude. I rotate though. I do fiction.
What's not true?
I do fiction. I do biography, and then I do I don't know. Usually some kind of like I don't know. It depends on what it is. Like educational, something to that spiritual thing. Yeah, I read constantly, man.
What is it? What is it that's not true that we said?
I don't think I said anything that wasn't true.
Well, I'm talking about facts. Is what we're all talking about. The fact is that people who can't process actual things happening have to come up with hypothetical things that could have happened that result in their argument. The difference in conspiracy theorists and people who speak from fact is the fact that if a conspiracy theorist is wrong, then, you're just a shill. But if someone who speaks from fact is wrong and can be proven wrong, then they're like, well, shit, I'm wrong then. Shit, sorry.
I just like to come at things from an angle of logic. I mean, that's just, it could things happen, dude? Could you be completely right, Honey Badger? Absolutely, dude. I don't know. And that's cool.
And if you want to immerse yourself into that, if you want to just limit yourself to just conspiracy theory stuff, then that's not cool. Going to be that's fine, but that's not going to be factual in a lot of times.
I just think, but I'm going to tell you something, Honey Badger. And this is a thing though too. I'm not a conspiracy theory kind of dude, bro. I'm like the ultimate optimist. I think everything's gonna be cool, but at the same time, man, I don't agree with a lot of conspiracy theories. But at the same time, I dig the fact that you guys do. Because in my mind, it keeps the government on their toes. I'm serious,
That's
dude.
true.
I'm just being completely honest with you, bro. I'm not a
but
conspiracy theory
But what if
guy.
the government could use it as a tool against them?
They might,
which is what they're probably doing.
Well, but the thing about it is though, even if they do that, I don't think the government is used to pushing, not receiving. They're not used to. They're used to pushing out input, not receiving input. That's why I think they have a hard time handling how things are now.
Yeah,
because there's so many different levels of input. But at the same time, man, that's always my thing. Is like I may not agree with the conspiracy theory. I may not agree with this, none of it or whatever. I might poke holes in it or say things like I said earlier. But I'm sorry, I knew you were a chick. My bad.
The book of John. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yeah, and it's a good book. I mean, it made a lot of movies out of it, but that's not, that's my. I like having conspiracy theorists. I like them being in the world that I live in because that kind of stuff, man. It's like they're like the government officials going, wait, we might not want to do that because they'll think this is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
So and then we're going to have the news media here, and then this is going to become a big thing, and this is going to be whatever, and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I think that is, I love that. It's kind of like Anonymous, like Anon, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who they are, but say something stupid and your whole network goes down. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, it's one of those deals,
That's not Genesis, Honey Badger. I know you have no idea what is in my brain, but the Bible is something I kind of know a little bit about.
I don't even know what we're talking. What was the last book I saw in 911? Oh, wait. Are we talking about government? Or are we talking about religion now? Or is this like?
See what that says up there at top? Do you see what it says up top?
Yes.
What's it say?
The word became.
No. What's it say above that?
Oh, John 1.
John chapter 1. What's it say under that?
The word becomes flesh.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Right.
So you tell me you read John you told me you read John, and I tell you the first verse from it, and you tell me New Testament, not Genesis. Not to brag, but I know what I'm talking about.
No, seriously, man. No, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm telling you, girl.
I know what I'm talking about.
No. I don't know what I'm talking about. Shit, no. We're all on a fucking big wet rock flying through space right now. Who gives a fuck? But
we're on an organic spaceship.
Yeah,
flying through the universe.
Flying through the fucking universe. But no, dude. I mean, that's everybody has their purpose, man. Everybody has their thing. Everybody does their deal, and that's brilliant to me. I like living in that world.
It is, but yeah, I just basing things in fact is,
honesty.
And you know
Honesty,
me,
yeah.
you know that I that's my biggest thing, man.
Man, honesty, man.
My biggest thing is honesty, truth, fact. Yeah. Everything has to be right.
Well, it needs to be,
and just everything needs to be right. Everything, and just to make assumptions on things and sell them as fact is not good. That's just not a healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
And I don't mind the conspiracy theory stuff, but it's exhausting.
It is because, but at the same time though, it's I don't know, man. It's exhausting. There's so much of it, though. That's why, and that's why it's exhausting to me.
It's just because once people go down that rabbit hole,
the rabbit holes turn into trillions of rabbit holes.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Once people go down that rabbit hole, then everything they see is now a conspiracy.
100%.
Then they can't experience things for what they actually are. So now they're just trying to figure out how to.
No, 100%, man.
Now they're just trying to figure out how to, make their argument or okay, so this happened, something else must have happened because nothing is as it seems.
Yes.
And that way lies madness.
That's true.
If you're not mentally challenged or mentally ill, or if you're not suffering mental illness when you start, you will when you get out.
It's just
that's what it does.
It's just weird to me, man, that and that's a whole nother thing too. It's like everybody. It's so everybody so wants to be right, but nobody's right. We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know everything, man. We're not physically capable of knowing.
For the most part, yeah, you're right. For the most part,
I mean, everything's your opinion, and it's okay you have an opinion, but just I told somebody the other day. I said, just because you don't agree with me doesn't make me wrong, and just because I don't agree with you doesn't make you wrong. It just means that we both see things something differently. We can look at the same exact thing and see it completely different.
Yes.
I can take a list. I guarantee you, musician. I can take a freaking a paper that's filled with lyrics and look at those lyrics and read them. Grab my drum and play in another room and play a rhythm that I think would go with the phrasing of a song based on how I would sing it in the key I would sing it in. Give it to Kelsey and it'll be a completely different song. It's the same thing, though.
That's the thing is that
and yes, you can request a song, babe. That don't mean I'm going to do it, but you can request all you want, babe.
Request them, Brian Jones, Brian Jordan,
Jordan.
Yep.
Oh, music. Okay, right on.
But anyway, that picture of a 6 or a 9, and there's 2 people standing on either side of it. Yeah. And it's like, maybe we're both right. Maybe this is you see it as a 6, I see it as a 9. Neither one of us are wrong, but that is incorrect. Yeah. Because somebody either wrote a 6 or they wrote a 9.
Yeah.
So somebody is just looking at this thing from the wrong point of view.
Remember, perception comes reality, though.
Perception does become reality, but if somebody wrote a 6 or a 9 and the entire world says this is a 9,
it's a 9.
And everybody goes on saying, oh, this is a 9, but the guy who actually wrote it wrote a 6.
Yeah.
And they were just looking at it upside down.
Sure.
then that's a thing too, and that's where I get angry about. Is like somebody had an intention of this being interpreted a particular way.
Yeah.
Some folks did not want to leave their art up to interpretation.
Well,
some people wanted it to be a certain way.
Dude, that's one of the biggest reasons why I like putting symbols in my art.
Yeah.
Because if you really come down to anything like that, you see, and that's the whole thing where, like, you know, like the conspiracy theory you're talking about earlier with the UFOs.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of stuff. When you were talking about that and you were saying how they were doing test flights of the actual alien aircraft, my brain, when you were saying that, immediately goes, how would we be able to comprehend alien communication?
Yeah.
Unless it's symbolic. So for that to actually happen, and that means that the aliens that we're flying these ships for, they communicate in symbols just like we do. Stop signs, whatever the case. You know, same thing. We're all programmed. Technology only advances to the point of the symbols that we can agree upon.
Yeah.
And that's how technology makes advances. I have a hard time thinking that a human, based on our form of symbolism, you're right. No.
I'm not a flat earther either. No. I haven't been far on Earth, but I'm not a flat earther. No, you're not getting no Steve Perry.
Oh man, a flat earther, dude. I had a guy. Yeah, exactly.
None of that,
dude. I was at breakfast the other day, and I'm sitting down, and I was at Eggs Up, man, in Garden City Beach, and I was sitting down. This dude sits down, super nice dude, man, really nice guy, older guy, man. And he was like, man, yeah, dude, we do, you know, me and my wife, we do all this stuff, and you know, as he was trying to explain to me that the UN flag has a picture of the globe on it, and because of that, that's why we have a flat Earth, and that we live on a flat Earth. And the guy sitting next to me, who I've been eating breakfast, and I know this guy, and his last name's Smith, and they call him Smitty too. And Smitty looks at this guy, and he's like, dude, I don't know if you really want to have this conversation with this guy. And I started laughing, and I'm like, dude, because he knows me pretty well, and he was like, well, you know, Smitty, the guy I just met, he was like, man, I want to, you know, what do you think about this whole flat Earth thing? And I'm like, dude, if we took the whole entire universe and sliced it up in parallels and right angles and did it that way, and everything was its own dimension, and everything that we had inside of our universe was dimensional, all flat out within, you know, milliseconds of each other on each plane, then you'd have a flat Earth. Outside of that, we're just a round rock.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? I'm like, exactly. I said, it's nice to meet you, and I got up and laughed.
Well, the fact that people are just that's what conspiracy theories get you.
I know.
They get you to flat Earth.
I know.
And it gets you to stuff like that, and I'm like, wow, dude, just take a break. Just listen to facts. Listen to facts, and that's it. You know, for the same reason that people can leave California on the West Coast and fly that way to Australia is...
If we live on a flat Earth, then why do the fucking toilets fucking spin different ways depending on what fucking hemisphere you're in when you flush the toilet?
No, I don't even want to give any time. I don't even want to give any time to this because we all know that but just that's
cray.
That is the extreme of what conspiracy theorism can get you.
It's a finding of answers that are impossible to answer. You're not going to be able to answer those questions, so why even bother?
Yeah, they really are serious about that shit.
I don't get it. No, you're right.
I don't get it.
Yes.
I don't get it, but then again, I'm comfortable with. I'm somebody who questions just about everything. I really do.
Just for the record, Honey Badger, I have 2 older sisters. And I call them dude, too. So if I call you dude, I'm sorry.
But, yeah, this is true.
My bad.
But seriously, though, like, oh, shit, what was I just saying? I just started thinking about something different.
Yes, he's right.
But, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you get into this whole, like, conspiracy theory wormhole deal, everything's gonna. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I'm somebody who questions everything, and you know that.
Yeah.
I will question everything. I don't take anything for face value. I run everything through a fact check. Like I get my shit together before I make an opinion.
Yeah.
I make an opinion on something.
The reason why me and him get along really well when it comes to most stuff when we're talking about things is because he focuses on the why and I usually focus on the how. And that's usually the balance.
Yeah.
Because you're going to ask the questions and find out how, why, this. And I just want to know how it works.
Yeah. I just,
you know what I mean?
I want to know what motivates people to say these things. Like what makes you say that? Why do you say that?
Yeah.
Why do you feel this way about this? And then once I figure that out, I can be like, okay, well they're motivated by this. So I can go ahead and write this off that this person doesn't know what they're talking about because they're motivated by finding conspiracy in it, and I love you to death, Noah Byrne. But that was the biggest thing with Noah Byrne is that everything then was a conspiracy. And yes, there's a lot of things that support your argument, but there's also a lot of holes. Like you are taking giant leaps and bounds from where the facts end to where your end point and my end point are completely different.
Right.
My end point stops at the facts.
Yes.
And honestly, that was probably why the Sunset Grill did well because
same thing.
He wanted to go far into that, and I'm like, I don't get that. And it's like him trying to convince me.
Yeah.
But either way, we're not here to talk about that. Somebody's lying everywhere, Honey Badger. Well, shit, we got 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Wow.
Under our belt, homie.
Damn, that went by quick.
Yeah, I know. I think we did pretty good on that one.
Yeah, man. Really
so before we go any further, jpaulsmith.art.
Right on.
And the link to that is in the description and also right there in the chat again.
Look at y'all.
And you can click there and get all kinds of cool shit from Art. And we got a duo at
Pine Lakes Tavern.
And also
we got some on
Saturday. It's not on the calendar yet, but I think we are at Oceanfront Bar and Grill with Keegan on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's on the calendar yet because I checked.
Is that Oceanfront?
But Keegan checked her calendar when I left last night and said that we are there on Saturday.
On this Saturday? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought this Saturday was...
Pine Lake's Friday.
I know, but I thought Saturday was...
Either way, I don't know. It's not on the calendar, but we'll figure it out then. Yeah. We'll figure it out then. But either way...
That way you can go to cornbreadtheband.com and go there and check that schedule because it's on there.
Yep, cornbreadtheband.com.
I try not to remember things short term because Einstein said that's a waste of energy.
Because it could have been, I don't know, we had Pirates Cove gigs and no more of those.
Jesus Christ.
No more Pirates Cove gigs.
We'll save that one for another podcast. That's a whole...
Yeah. Brother John Powell, I think, listens to the podcast. Brother John used to run Pirates Cove and did a very good job at it, but it's switched hands now. So not to badmouth anything. It was just, it just wasn't.
They're going a different angle.
Wasn't a good night. They're going a different route.
They are.
Bands,
it is what it is.
Bands are not necessary for their thing. But anyway, I'm going to do all of this. I'm going to do all of this in the beginning as well. But in case you skip past that, because I know a lot of you guys like to skip past the content at the beginning, you do the same, Honey Badger. Please go to screwballwhiskey.com, SKREW ballwhiskey.com. Links in the description of the YouTube video, or if you want to go to mistuffpodcast.com, you can go there and find all of the links to all of the social media. I don't know if I have a Screwball Whiskey link there, but I will put one there as soon as I get done with this. And you can get all the social media there. If you want to follow me on social media, Kelsey Hudgens on Facebook with the clown face, Yonder Wizard, WIZZERD on Instagram, and Kelsey Hudgens on Twitter. All of the other social media links to the podcast are on the mistuffpodcast.com.
Yes.
Jared Smitty Smith on Facebook, Jared jpaulsmith.art.com, jpaulsmith at jpaulsmith.art on Instagram.
And jpaulsmith.art.
Yep, jpaulsmith.art.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yes,
so you can go there and do all the stuff. Thanks again to the great folks over at Screwball Whiskey.
Yes.
So stoked and so proud of what they've done. They got a shout out from Dave Grohl on stage the other day in San Diego, and That was pretty cool.
Yes, that is cool. And I feel your coolness from being friends with Carrie. So it just makes it feel cool because you're friends with Carrie. It's like coolness through coolness.
Yeah. He's actually going to be coming into town next month, and he's going to be in studio. We'll have him in studio for an episode. He's bringing me some swag.
Carrie.
He's bringing me a banner for the.
Yay.
He's bringing me a banner,
Dude,
and he's bringing me a couple more bottles of whiskey and
I love
for
Carrie.
the guests.
Perfect, man. And I love Carrie.
Yeah,
Carrie's good people, dude. That's it. And then I think everybody he's around in that Screwball Whiskey are Carrie-like. Or ish.
Well, he wouldn't hang out with them if they weren't.
Exactly. And that's why I say that. It's by association only, but I believe that much in Carrie that I think that is right.
I do too. I do too. So, yeah, there's that. So, I think that's all of the things that I got to plug. I did send out a shitload of texts last night. I got back on that new energy shift. Has been good to me.
Right on.
And last night, I spent hours just texting people. Hey, I got these dates in July. So I got podcast dates for July already set up for the most part, and I will be releasing those dates the next time I go live, which could potentially be tonight. I'm not sure. I'm not going to make any promises, but could be.
And if this Friday, yeah, that's right. We are playing Pine Lakes.
Pine Lakes.
We get to hand out surprise.
Surprise.
We get to hand out a surprise.
At
that gig.
Surprise.
Very cool. Yes. Yeah, you should be there. It's been cool. Right
so, yeah, cool. Well, all right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here and let you guys get back to your lives. We appreciate you spending some time with us. Appreciate you coming, homie.
Right on, brother. We'll do that again.
Shit. We'll do it again. It won't be so long between the next time. But audio folks, have a wonderful day and be a good person. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. Peace, bitches. All right, YouTubers, let's do this intro thing real quick. We got to get to here. Hey guys, how you living? You doing well? Good. Glad to hear that. ND live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios. Please go to screwballwhiskey.com, SKREW ballwhiskey.com, KEY whiskey, and screwballwhiskey.com, and get you a bottle of Screwball Whiskey, which is now available nationwide, ladies and gentlemen. You can get it anywhere in the world now, or anywhere in the nation at least. Had Brother Smitty in the house to talk about art and all kinds of things, and we rambled from there. And I know you guys hear me talk about Smitty all the time in the podcast, and you finally get to, for those new listeners who haven't seen him in almost a year on the podcast, you get to put a face to the name and the concept and thoughts and ideas and things like that. And that was a good talk.
It was good times.
We started off talking about art, and we kind of went into creativity, and then we ended up doing a few chat things with some of the YouTube chatters, which kind of gave us a little different angle. But I think it's good content either way, and it's a little over 2 hours on the content part of it. So just be warned in that. Listen to this one in sections.
Yes,
because we kind of move around enough to where you can listen to one section of it and then keep coming back. Which is, by the way, if you don't know how to listen to podcasts, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Listen to them in chunks. Yeah. If you don't have enough, look at a 3-hour podcast, be like, I'm not going to listen to this. Don't listen to the whole
20 minutes at a time.
20 minutes at a time. How you eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
That's right.
So anyway, I'm not going to give you any more content spoilers. Want you guys to listen to it, so please do that. But anyway, please go, once again, screwballwhiskey.com, SKREW ballwhiskey.com. Get you a bottle of peanut butter whiskey.
Hell yeah.
Please go to mistuffpodcast.com and click all of the links at the top of the page for all the social media pages. Please go to YouTube and click subscribe. Kelsey Hudgens, I'm trying to get to 420 subscribers. We want to get to 420. That's our next threshold. We made it past 300 now, which is very good.
See what you did there.
Right. We made it past 300 now, which I'm very excited about. And thank you guys who have already, at 300 people that will be subscribed to listen to me talk is an outlandish thought to me. But I'm very thankful to have each and every one of you. And even in depicted today in the YouTube chat, we don't always have to agree on things to be able to have a civil conversation, which is is what we're trying to do here. So anyway, please click subscribe, share this page with your friends. Let's get up to 420, and that's our next threshold we're trying to get to. So please help me get that. That's right. Also, if you guys want to follow me personally on social media, Kelsey Hudgens on Facebook and Twitter, at Kelsey Hudgens on Twitter, at Yonder Wizard, YonderWizzerd on Instagram, and I named my Instagram Yonder Wizard because I'm really into Yonder Mountain String Band back in the day when I started it, and I'm really into Harry Potter. Jeff Austin, the former mandolin player of Yonder Mountain String Band, has canceled a bunch of dates. He's not doing so good health-wise. So send some good vibes and light to Jeff Austin wherever he is in the world of Yonder Mountain String Band. Anyway, also jpaulsmith.art at jpaulsmith.art on Instagram, Jared Smitty Smith on Facebook, at jpaulsmith.art on Facebook, correct?
Yeah.
And go to all of those pages if you guys want to look up any of that stuff. It's all in the description of the video YouTube. But I'm running into our content.
Support local music and support local art, man.
Do that and enjoy this talk. We're already bleeding into it, so sorry about that.
Right on.
Anyway, you're going to miss a couple of seconds of talk in the beginning. Here it is, episode number 146, featuring Jared Smitty Smith. Enjoy, motherfuckers.
And we'll get shark teeth and put them in the aquarium.
And we'll get shark teeth and put them in the aquarium. YouTubers, click the link in the center of the page. It's not there right now. It will be whenever, if you guys are watching the replay, it'll already be there. Click the link in the center of the page. Click the videos in the top of the page. Be good people. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. Peace, bitches.
God damn, dude.